All right, it looks like we are ready to go here. So let me throw it over to you guys, and good luck on the run.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name's Ghostwheel. This is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Been working on this run for a really long time, and I'm excited to show you. Are we ready to start the timer? Are we ready for everything? Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1.
Woo!
Enjoy this wonderfully compressed cutscene, courtesy of the Game Boy Advance.
All right.
I love this cutscene, man.
So to start, I'm going to give shout-outs to people that I've worked with for a long time to make this run what it is today. You know, Drazerk and Chiron, Aqua Tigers posted in the SDA forums years back, Ventus Z, you know, Abandon the Myriad, Elrin, you know, anyone who's ever picked up COM, even casually, as a speed run, anyone who's contributed to the route at all, you guys are the best. I also like to, you know, give a shout out to the RPG Limit Break staff for organizing the event. Shout outs to Nami. Really great work they're doing, community outreach. I think it's really sending the right message, and it's definitely worth kicking in a few dollars if you can during this run, especially for the versus battle incentive that we still haven't met, where OC's going to take me down with a souped up deck on another file while I take him down with the speedrun deck. It's going to be cool. We have to watch this cutscene every time. These big pre-rendered cutscenes are unskippable. They just kind of make you, you know, they don't want you to miss anything accidentally.
It's
God
really
forbid.
important that you see this cutscene.
But after that, we're going to explain the mechanics of the game while we're going through the tutorial. And then we're going to get the first card in the game from a barrel. And this is 10% of the time of Blizzard. If we don't get it, we're just going to use a backup save that I have for convenience so that I can explain the strats that we use during the actual run. That's the main research point for the run. Like, if you start with the Blizzard, you can generally start the RNG on the right foot. And it's a pretty good metric to have.
Yeah, for those who are not familiar with that are familiar with Kingdom Hearts, but not necessarily this game, Chain of Memories is a card-based battle system, and a pretty unique one too, in the sense that you still have full control over Sora. You can move around, you can dodge, you can jump, but all your attacks are tied to cards. Most of his deck right now is mostly composed of just keyboard cards, and cards in this game have a value of 0 to 9.
And only one card can exist on the field at a time. This is a pretty key mechanic in the game, and while that card exists, you're going to run through whatever attack animation the card represents. And while that's happening, your opponent can interrupt your card with higher cards, and if that happens, they stun you and they get to use their own attacks. That's called a card break. Right here, we're just burning through all our attacks because he's going to teach us how to reload. And basically, when you're out of cards, you get to use this little one card that I have selected right here, charging it up, and you'll get all the cards you use back. But that card increases each time you use it, and the animation of reloading the cards can be a bit tricky, especially as your decks get bigger. It's sticking through it. You can also move through your deck. You can cycle through and pick any card you want, and when you build your decks, you can build them in any order to sort of optimize for this. Lastly, he hints at the existence of a second deck. This is for enemy cards, which represent your abilities. And we're going to talk more about that later as we start looking for them.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go ahead and crack open the barrel. So this is a 10% chance he can get a Blizzard right here, right now.
And not have to worry about it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's hope for
either
this,
way, we're going to fight the next fight that comes after it, because that gets overwritten in this backup save. No Blizzard. So we'll showcase this tutorial fight here and then show you what it would be like if I did get a little luckier.
Yeah, getting that second Blizz at the start of the run just really speeds up the whole grinding process of killing enemies that much faster. And because of that, we do have this save that already has the Blizzard, so we can get things started.
It's got the worst Blizzard I can possibly have, though. It's got the one. So this is the punishment for any kind of safety that
you have entails. A 1 Blizzard out of that barrel.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now, once you beat that tutorial fight, you can go instantly into the next room, and only there can you start editing your deck. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out all the cards that are too low to actually function effectively. These 2s and 1s here. We're also going to move the 0 to the back because it's more useful there than... elsewhere. We're also going to fill in these holes for my personal convenience in future deck building. After that, we're going to start fighting encounters and getting map cards. We've got a lot of things that we're looking forward to getting in Traverse Town. The first of which is more blizzards to jack up our deck against Guard Armor, Axel, and some of the earlier World 1 bosses. The second is an enemy card that drops from those guys that we just killed right there, called the Blue Rhapsody. And as I said before, enemy cards represent your abilities. Blue Rhapsody enemy card lets you, wow, that was kind of weird spawn. Blue Rhapsody enemy card lets you, for one reload of cards, boost the power of your ice attacks by 1.5. So this is going to be useful when we're building up blizzards for an early deck for a bunch of bosses.
Some of you have made me wondering why I'm holding a T84 calculator here. I've actually got a program installed on this thing that's going to let me keep track of what map cards he ends up collecting here. So this is just going to keep it come in handy because we want to have a certain total value of cards.
And like each room that we go through, I think it was a 3. Okay. We go through each room and we have to use a map card to spawn that room. The requirements for going to the next room increase as we keep going, unless we use a 0 to reset it out. It's kind of complicated, and there are lots of story doors that have specific requirements that never change over the course of the run. It's very important to memorize what you need to do and save it while you're budgeting your map cards. But as you can see, like, we're using this Blizzard right here, and like, how do we even have Blizzard when we have Blizzard, right? We have techniques. All the Aga and Aura spells as techniques through the slighting system and stocking cards. It's very, very useful. And the way it works is you put 3 cards below your HP bar by pressing L and R at the same time, and then you can use them all as basically one thing with the value equal to the sum total of the values of the cards you were just using. And when you do this, you lose the first card that you stock for the rest of the fight. But if it's a technique, you can resolve the technique instead of just using the 3 cards in order. So you get the Aura spells by using 2 blizzards, and the Aga spells by using like 3 blizzards, for instance. And we're going to use that to great effect early on and later because, like I said, we're waiting for these spawns. We want to have the nice area of effect, kill these guys at the same time. Start off on the right foot.
The only thing you can't use it on is, of course, the Blue Rhapsodies, the floating blue magic enemies, because they're immune to Blizzard.
Even Blizzard can't avoid stupid spawns like that or shadows hiding underground, though. So sometimes you just got to deal with it.
And if all of this so far has been sounding a little bit complicated, Ghostwheel here has, I believe, a master's in mathematics. So sometimes you kind of do need to be a little bit of a math whiz to be able to run this. But I guess that's more when you're having to do it solo. He's got some assistance with him now, obviously. And Ghost has put in a ton of work into this game. And so now I think it's more just second nature for you at this point, right?
But yeah, so we're looking for the Blue Rhapsody enemy card. We're also looking for a Red Nocturne enemy card, which we can get by killing the Nocturnes last instead of the Rhapsodies last. And having that replace our map card sometimes, that's going to boost our fire attacks. We also look for Moogle points in these object triggers, and finally we're going to look for better Kingdom Keys to round out some aspects of every one of our decks. There's not really a better place to look for Kingdom Keys than right here.
Yeah, you were actually getting some good object triggers in the last round. What was that, a 0?
That was 8.
Yeah, and here again, he's using the map card to open the next room, and it was
It's too high, so I'm gonna spawn the Teeming Darkness and make an executive decision.
Was that a 4?
So here's a good time to talk about the different types of rooms that different types of map cards can spawn. Basically, we were in a smaller room before that only spawned 5 Heartless and had fewer object triggers. But now with Teeming Darkness, we have more Heartless, harder encounters, more object triggers to drop Blizzards and Moogle points from, and better chance to get enemy cards
Red
like
Nocturne.
that.
Okay.
Man, the game just loves working with me as far as commentary is concerned.
And again, he's still hoping to get a Blue Rhapsody, but the Red Nocturne is certainly something he'll take.
It's not. It doesn't have immediate use, but it's quite necessary later on. It's
you
not.
Just picked up.
Yeah, we zero out of this. We don't care about premium cards. Premium cards cost less and go away when you use them as if they were used in a slight. We don't really care about the CP cost since every single level we're going to take card points anyway and just get really conservative estimates for how many we're going to need.
Yeah, card points being CP is kind of like the limiting factor of how many cards you actually put into your deck. Every card has a CP value. Obviously, the more powerful the card, the more CP it takes to actually put it in your deck.
And the higher the number too. Like card quality and card number both influence the CP.
Yeah.
So with this grinding here, I noticed that at the end of all these fights, you're actually rolling back and left and right. What is that exactly for?
Well, at the end of these fights, we pick up the map card, right? But we also actually have to pick up all the experience in order to end the fight properly. So a lot of work goes into manipulating the spawns, or at least manipulating how you kill enemies so that most of the experience is in one place. Doesn't always work out for you, but you got to be mindful about where you're going to be next and how you can roll into the XP at the end of the fight. It can despawn, but that takes a long time too.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that's a little different between the Game Boy Advance version of the game and the PS2 remake, also now on PS3 and PS4. Recom, that a lot of you might be more familiar with just from its kind of more widespread nature at this point.
Blizzard has great area, but sometimes even then the soldiers can block it off. It's quite frustrating when that happens. That's why we're looking to get Blizzaga as soon as possible. We want to get that third Blizzard. Opens up a lot of possibilities.
It also makes the first major boss of the game a lot easier.
And every time Ghost is, hitting these objects and jumping on, some of the buildings and stuff, he's looking for primarily, any kind of random cards that he can get for selling later, and also red orbs to drop out, which are Moogle points, which are your currency in this game.
Nice. Zero's good to get now. Like, I've been running short on zeros.
Oh, and a Blizzard!
And it's
awesome.
a 1!
It's still a 1. We're dealing with a low-value game, folks. We're going to have to roll with it.
Literally a 7-value Blizzard.
So again, any enemy, even though he might play 3 cards at the same time, they'll still total up to a 7 value. So if an enemy plays an 8, 9, or a 0, it will cancel his attack.
10's a pretty hard benchmark that you want to hit for most techniques in this game.
Yeah, because a single card can't be higher than 9, for example.
And a 0 can still cancel out any card,
but you never get rid of
that.
that problem either.
Right.
Like, zeros are always going to exist. And a lot of the way that we play around bosses is we card break them at opportune times, and when we know that they don't have slights that can stop me. So they either have to find their 0 or just take the damage. But if our slights are too low, they can use their regular attacks to block it as well, and they're more efficient at doing that.
Yeah, and that's something we might explain a bit more as it kind of happens. It's been easier to see it in action.
Yeah, look at that effect. Even though that soldier was sort of walking around in this Brownian kind of thing, we didn't care. He was going to get caught.
Yeah, also something to note about map cards as well is there's 3 different types of map cards in this game. There's red, blue, green,
there we go.
and blue Rhapsody. Nice.
So again, that means he now has a Blizzard boost that he can use throughout all of his fights.
Yeah. The thing is with this with Blizzard Boost is it's the number. It basically makes it so that his before he reloads, when he uses Blizzard Boost, all his Blizzard spells will do 1.5 more damage.
And you probably won't see him use it too often in this early grinding.
What was it?
You do if I get higher value blizzards. It's actually very helpful for one of the encounters, but I'm not going to chance it with a 1, because these shadows can break that as a single value. But yeah, with the Rhapsody, a single blizzard can kill a soldier in 1 hit, and that's just not true otherwise. That was really splayed as far as experience is concerned.
All right.
We're looking for a nice, decent, seed pool of map cards here just to kick us off. We already got the Nocturne, so it's better to do this. Take the loss of the soldier.
One more blue Rhapsody would be nice.
But for later. We don't actually care about it until Axel 2, so we can get it in any other future farming run.
Yeah, though at this point we're a little concerned that, unnecessary enemy cards drop.
Yeah,
That's
because he is looking, as he said, for that, a good chunk of map cards he can use to progress through the game. And if you get enemy cards, you effectively kind of lost that spawn in terms of having a chance at a map card.
Yeah,
and all the time it took to kill it.
Exactly.
A battle that wasted your time.
Yeah, you still get the experience, but it's not quite as important.
No, and honestly, when we come back here later, we're going to be so high level. The amount of experience you get from these fights is insignificant.
And when when Ozzy said they're come back here later, the idea obviously with Kingdom Hearts is that there are a lot of different worlds, and that's true in Chain of Memories as well. The building you're actually in is a building that has 13 floors in it called Castle Oblivion, and those 13 floors each have their own set layout of kind of where the rooms are in alignment to each other, but they don't have a set world, other than this first one being Traverse Town, the last one being Castle Oblivion. So Ghostwheel is actually going to be the one who gets to decide which order he does all the rooms or the worlds in.
And this can affect a lot of things. Probably the most influential is the boss HP. We want to have certain strategies dependent on, like, our deck can do this much damage flat out. It's almost like a Hearthstone value level concept, like an assessment of just how much stuff is in your deck. And like you sort of curve out to make sure that we have this much damage for Hades, this much damage for Parasite Cage, etc. And like also you get different enemy cards from different bosses, you get different techniques from the first calm bounty in each world that all play a major factor in determining world order. And like the world order has changed a lot of times over the years. It's been it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, so far right now I got about 60.
For the total cards?
I'm not going to ask you about that until like 2 hours from now.
All right.
I'm going to be good for most of the time.
Again, this guy knows how to do most of it in his head. He's got the calculator for a little bit of help later on because there are some doors that do have specific requirements to open.
Honestly, it's just for convenience too. Like when I do it in my head, it like takes a little less time. It takes a little more time just because I'm meeting it out. I have to count the cards manually. But if someone else was watching my run and recording exactly what was happening, they could give me some data in real time. And this is the first time we're doing that. So this is historic in more ways than one.
I'm helping, yay.
But yeah, it was a cute little program I whipped up in TI Basic back when I didn't know how to do anything. I also didn't want to use like my actual computer monitor for it. Have a nice little handheld.
Portable game, portable calculator, works out pretty well.
So we're going to be taking advantage, like we're not going to be fighting any more enemies since we got the Rhapsody. We're going to be taking advantage of the fact that when we go into these plot doors and then come out of them, the object triggers are going to be respawned. So we're just going to have an opportunity to hit a bunch of these things. Hopefully get a fourth Blizzard. Definitely get like a bunch of nice Kingdom Keys and Moogle points. Nothing to worry about here. Our second tutorial comes in the first of these plot doors. Most of them have cutscenes. Some of them have other stuff. Some of them have tutorials, as you're going to see here. Some of them have mini bosses. Some of them have the actual boss, while the last one's like a cutscene or something.
It's usually there's always like some sort of. I've always noticed it. It's like 3 plot doors. One's the initial plot door. One's the kind of like either a mini boss fight or just another plot trigger, and then lastly it's the door that takes you to the final boss.
Yeah, some of the worlds are a little bit different on that, but for the most part they follow that pattern.
We want to use, like, in the plot doors, cards that we don't want to see in the overworld. Sleeping Darkness is particularly annoying to use in the overworld because Heartless can spawn in front of the door and just cause an encounter a lot of the time. It's very, very inconvenient. But Sleeping Darkness does have its uses, as we'll see later in the run, because it's got certain properties in certain worlds.
Yeah. Hi, Leon. You have to teach us in this game too, really?
Yeah, he's got to teach us how to card break. He's got to teach us how to do slights. We already talked about it, but, quick talking points. Card breaking is cool. You want to play higher cards than your opponent, countering them and stunning them. Stocking cards is cool. You want to use safe techniques and combine cards for awesome effects. But doing so burns through your deck very quickly. That's the intuition you want to remember here.
Yeah, when you use those, 3 or even 2 cards stocked together, then you do lose the first one you used. And Ghost will actually be creating his deck specifically with that in mind.
Yeah, there's only and they designed this in such a way because there's going to be slides he's going to be using later on where the first card in the slide actually does matter what kind of ability you end up using.
The other thing about this game is that, like, even when you know what the rooms are going to be like, it's sort of procedurally generated in these Moogle points.
They're not spreading for you, but you're getting a lot of them. That's good.
Yeah, they're like they're very annoying sometimes. Their hitbox is kind of awkward, but
Again, those
Yeah.
are the currency.
You don't know where the ladders are going to be. You don't know where the doors are going to be. A few times in this game, you know, they've randomly just hidden a door behind a tree or something, which usually gets covered for. But when it happens and I lose like a minute searching for the door, it really pisses me off.
That's fair.
Because again, even though he knows, you know, whether he needs to go north, west, east, south, you know, in each room, the room sizes and the layout of that room are different based on which map card you use to open it. So you really need to have an intricate knowledge of how they look in every single world.
Some of these rooms are just downright impossible to go through. Lasting days is like,
Oh,
it's
is
stock
it bad
full
in
of
this one?
yeah, it's bad in this one.
It's the
just
worst
all
in Recon.
it's all cliffs. There's nothing you
Yeah.
can do about it. You just gotta find ladders. It actually takes like 2 minutes to go through it.
It's the worst in Recon too, man.
You don't find it a lot in this game, but when you do, you put it
Alright,
indoors.
This is probably the last room before you can hopefully find another Blizz.
I mean, we already got 3, so guard armor's gonna go okay. But if we found 4, he'd go really fast.
Yep.
We're gonna get to add the couple kingdom keys that we picked up here into our deck too, just to make that fight and others more consistent. We got a few cures. That's gonna be relevant. Each of those is like 20 Moogle points a piece or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I think we're good on Moogle points so far.
Nah, it's a little low, but not dangerously so, especially since we're moving on early. It's about average for where we're at.
So again, you saw when he was opening that door, it required a green card, and it required this, you know, heartless symbol on it, and that's the key to truth, the final boss of that world.
We're gonna break him here just to make sure this lands. I don't want him. He's got 7s and 8s in here. Yeah,
Nice.
and when you get that, you
Nice.
get
All
all 4 of the
points.
the limbs quite easily. But we still have to do work with our attack cards. It's not all peachy.
I would love to take this moment, especially during boss fights. This is when you start to notice all those little friend cards that are dropping down randomly like that. They're kind of annoying. Friends get in your way, they clog up your deck.
Yeah, they can potentially be a little helpful, but more often than not, they're really just going to be
Yeah.
useless.
Right now, the 2 particular friends that will drop is either Goofy
Of course
or
not. Of course
Donald.
Nah, we actually want it here.
Okay. Yeah, so what he just used there was a gimmick card or a trick card.
I call them trick cards because I'm wrong. But
And it's something the boss can pop out when you card break him, and it just generally gives you a free chance to hit the boss.
We're not going to...
different bosses have different requirements for trick cards, but some of them are just a random chance when you card break them.
Good fight, though. It's a shame. I was kind of hoping to see Dolan, because this is usually the one
If you
time
want to
see
speed up
Dolan.
guard armor and you get really risky, you can use Donald and hope for the best. He can cast spells like, if you put more Donald, the spells he casts are higher quality. You get like the R and the Aga spells, but you know, he can cast Cure anytime. So
Hi, Axel.
or heal the boss against Axel, for instance.
So again, looking down at the bottom of the screen there, you see Blizzard Boost, which is now gone because he reloaded his deck. But he did get a lot of damage with that first Blizzaga that he used.
It also helps the fact that Axel's naturally weak against ice.
Yeah. This is going to be a really fast fight.
There we go.
Excellent.
So we landed both our stuff easily. When he uses the toss from far away, it's a little unsafe to use the Blizzaga there because he can teleport out of it very, very quickly.
All right.
So you want to card break him. This is like the nuance of boss fights. If you have special techniques that deal a lot of damage, but they go away after one use, you're card breaking him. You're lining up that shot. You're getting that damage in, because missing damage is the way you waste the most time in this game.
Yeah.
And again, he can pick the order that he does the worlds in because it's all based on kind of what floor you're on. And so he picks Olympus Coliseum next.
Yeah,
for
all
a
the
few
worlds
reasons.
we're going to is basically everything from Kingdom Hearts 1 except for Tarzan's level,
Jungle,
which is unfortunately at the time there was some copyright issues when they were making this game.
And there's a couple of other added levels as well.
All right, this is the first time we're going to encounter blue cards, and this is very important to mention because there's particularly one card that we're looking out for, and we call it the one blue.
I mean, it's literally just that. It's a
It's a
blue with
one.
a value of 1, but it's the most notoriously hard to open door in the game. Okay, well, we got the calm down early. That's nice to see. We're almost running through talking points faster than I could. Like,
We
that's
thought we
good
were
to
going to
talk
have
about.
like 30 more minutes of grind, man. But yeah, he wants the Calm Bounty specifically in order to get what slate?
Blizzard Raid. It's one of the reasons we come to Olympus, because they give you a very nice technique.
Yeah, I remember I tried to use Blizzard Raid in Recom. It's not as good as
It's
this
not
one.
nearly as
not
good.
quite.
It's Blizzard Raid in this game is actually really, really good.
Yeah, you'll see it fairly soon, but it benefits a lot from the 2D nature of this game. Even though it's 2.5D, but it benefits from that whole horizontal arc that it gets.
This is like, you wouldn't think it, but the hitboxes in the overworld are not obvious, and like I almost hit that shadow there. That's how annoying it is. So yeah, we're getting a Blizzard Raid, and the way it's executed is you use Blizzard and then 2 attack cards, and you toss it out there, hope for the best, and rack up a lot of damage by doing it. Basically, you're going to see it here in this cloud fight. It's pretty cool. They're going to take damage from the Slate as long as it remains in their hitbox, and their invincibility frames go away. Oh wow, rude.
Yeah, he's been a little bit of a jerk.
Hopefully this works anyway. Yeah, cool.
Nice. Yeah, 5-hit is definitely what you're looking for in this fight.
Nice hit.
I don't want to
No.
tie this. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna let it happen.
Okay.
He doesn't need to worry too much about these next 2 because he does have enough blizzards.
Yeah.
There we go.
Got the
Nice.
3
Wow,
hit.
he actually jumped right into the a third hit too. It's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that is already the power you're seeing with Blizzard Raids.
But again, we lose that first card, so once we use those Blizzard Raids, those Blizzards are gone. We don't get a second reload with this deck.
For that battle.
Yeah.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
they're not gone forever.
Yeah, with this.
That would really suck.
So what we're looking for right now is a second Calm Bounty to get a corresponding Fire Raid for Monstro. It's faster to farm here than in Monstro, because Monstro has a few more like caustic encounters that have green Requiems and stuff. So we got that Calm Bounty. We can leave. We're all good.
We are still looking for that 1 blue, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it may actually suit us to farm here a little more since we left Traverse a little early. So I think I'm just going to clear out this room just for sanity's sake.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is go progress far, realize you're low on map cards, and have to go back.
I mean, it's like not that slow to go back anyway, but we want to give ourselves the best odds of finding the 1 blue. It's another thing I didn't mention, but the value of each map card, it's not a uniform distribution like you might even see in Recom. It's more common to find cards in the middle end of the spectrum than it is to find really high cards and really low cards. And this can be a big deal when we're saving up high cards for doors that require a 99 sum of cards, for instance, and a 50 sum of cards, for instance. And we're not Recom. We can't use jokers. We're not Riku mode. We don't have easy doors. So we got to save these high cards over the course of the run using very state-of-the-art map planning.
Yeah, so he'll be getting over the course of the
Yeah.
run something on the
No.
order of 150 or so.
Yeah,
map
that's
cards.
about right. I never really counted it.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot.
Yeah, you might have noticed he just ran away from that fight.
that's the one fight in this place you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's because it spawns 3 Rhapsodies afterward. It just takes too long to kill him with the Keyblade hacking away at him.
7.
So we got the Moogle Room, which is good. We got the other Calm Bounty, which is good. If we get 2 more, I think we got 2 Moments Reprieve here as well. So literally the only blue card we're looking for this run is the 1 blue. The reason I wait is because the Power Wilds can sometimes spawn, and we do want to fight the encounter with the Power Wilds. It pays to be optimistic in my mind, or at least I hope so. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
For a second there, I thought you were getting the same fight over and over again.
No. We broke it up in the other part too.
Now, you're seeing him use a potion there. That just refills all of the
Attack
Keyblade
cards,
in
yeah.
his deck.
And the ones that were, it doesn't get back the ones you lost in slides too.
Right.
That's for higher quality item cards to do.
Yeah, there's either specifically go after use magic cards,
Yeah, we don't mind.
because you donated for it. We're gonna block Pooh, and the prerequisite in order to unlock the elixir in this game.
We may pass the elixir. I'm telling you, if we have a good enough deck, we're just gonna do it.
You walk with Pooh. You take the time.
He may just go in that hole anyway, though. Pooh just wants to go anywhere he pleases.
Take that chest.
We are talking about Winnie the
My
Pooh, for the
OCD
record.
is
Yeah.
telling me to open that chest.
Ooh, nice dodge on that.
Oh yeah.
All right, so another thing, I'm hitting barrels in this place, and barrels only show up in a few worlds that just decide to have them. We kind of screw up the LR for that thing there. But anyway, barrels are guaranteed object drops with a side chance of turning into an enemy that's relatively easy to farm, so it's kind of a win-win. Oh man, Warp Strat's incoming. Alright, so we're going to fight Hades now, and he's actually kind of a tough boss if you're using anything other than this strategy, because he deals a lot of damage, and he's very, very aggressive.
He is weak to ice, though, like Axel. So Blizzard Boost is really, really useful on him.
4 hits the gold standard. If you can, like, get to this distance, you're kind of good.
All right, here he goes. He's got his Berserk up.
Oh.
We
We got one more, though.
There we go.
It's okay to be a little risky with that.
Yeah, this is the danger of this run in general, is because you have such limited opportunities to use these really powerful combo attacks. It's if you miss, they're gone. You're not using them again, and the fight is going to. It's almost better to just die and start over than to try to
Sometimes, if it can go really bad.
Yeah.
Probably not this early, but sometimes. But yeah, again, on to the next world now because he's now on the 3rd floor of Castle Oblivion.
Yeah. The enemy card he got from Hades, the Hades enemy card, is a particularly important card in this run because that is what's going to allow him to use Berserk.
Oh yeah, we love Berserk in this game. We're going to go to great lengths for entertainment.
And to clarify, what is Berserk exactly?
Berserk is basically, for 30 attacks when you use it, you get to have double damage if you're in flashing red health. So...
Yep, as long as the Berserk glitch doesn't happen, of course.
I mean, the Berserk glitch isn't exactly like unknowable or something we can't play around, but there's a programming error in this game which is kind of funny that the graphics for flashing red health appear 1 HP before Berserk activates. Like it's like less than or equal to the threshold for the graphics and equal to the threshold otherwise, or whatever, or less than is what I was looking for.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
It's been a long day stream.
Oh, 0 blue.
Okay. Not quite the 1 blue. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You always know when it happens when if that glitch triggers as well, just because.
You know, you're just not dealing the damage
Yeah.
you need to.
Yeah, so that is what makes this run pretty drastically different from the Recon run, is being able to use Berserk means that he's going to have to stay at low health a lot of the times, like once we get a bit further into the run, and deal a lot more damage that way, instead of kind of, you know, having boring stun locks for bosses.
I keep having to remind myself.
See, look at these hitboxes.
They're insane.
This is a little too bad, I think.
The nice
I
thing,
usually err on the side of fighting it, but that's a little too bad.
And the nice thing about those rooms, though, even if they do have kind of the weird hitboxes, is once you run from a fight with a Heartless that's in
That's
your
why
way,
I don't run out the gate in Sleeping Darkness.
Once you run from a fight that with a Heartless that was standing there initially, it's gone until you leave and re-enter that room.
Ah, shoot, I must have missed the card somewhere. I've got a minus. Yeah, I got a -6 somewhere.
We'll Cloud in, just in case. He's usually a safety measure if we don't have enough raids, and we're kind of on the edge of wanting to have him.
Oh, yeah, we're getting to the well gauge. Oh, boy.
But we're doing Parasite Cage right now, and he's kind of an interesting case because you just saw we were shredding people with 4-hit raids. Parasite Cage has the finickiest hitbox in the game for this, so we're going to stand in the backstone and let it fly. This is going to be a 2-hitter. Yeah, I can tell.
Whack, whack.
The central mechanic of the Parasite Cage fight that we exploit is that opening his mouth gives us trick cards, and hitting him with fire opens his mouth. All right, that's 4. We might get all 3 in. It's a very tight window. Yeah, we'll do it. Cool. Nice. Now we're going to start reloading and hitting with Cloud a bunch.
Yeah, and you'll notice in his deck, those blizzards are gone because he used them in those slights, like we mentioned before. So that's one of the reasons he put Cloud in there, is to be able to kind of help out in those scenarios.
If we hit that fire raid, though, we would have had a bit more of a time save there.
And there you got the Parasite Cage enemy card. Something that's actually going to become
Of
rather
niche use.
Niche use in the Riku Ansem fight later on.
Well, yeah, but that's for Riku. But we also use it in Hook and Vexen. Its purpose is to break enemy cards, basically. It's the balancing factor in versus mode for that.
Oh, I didn't even see that guy.
I saw him, but I moved the wrong direction anyway.
Yeah, and again, he does still need some more map cards, so it's not the worst
This
thing.
is a good encounter. It's only a chance of being bad when you run into random stuff here.
Oh,
Wow, we couldn't squeeze through there. This is okay to fight too.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive how many, like, battles you've memorized in this game, because there's, like, different spawn encounters that you get per world, and to be able to recognize instantly with just in seconds of which one you're currently dealing with.
Love these hitboxes. Love them.
That's how you hit a door.
But it's okay. This fight's also good.
having to keep track of, okay, I see, you know, 3 Power Wilds or something, you know, when I walk into a room, that means I'm going to get...
What?
Hey!
Yeah.
All right, so we do not have to use my emergency marathon safety save that gets the 1 blue. That's a card that can definitely stall you, and it has happened to me before.
All right, this is the well gauge. This, you'll notice immediately there's a meter that's building up on the right. That meter builds up as you kill the Heartless Shadows here. If you do not kill these things fast enough, the meter will start to drop. And sometimes you're just sitting there waiting for the shadows to spawn, and you're just stuck there waiting, and the gauge starts dropping, and then eventually you start running out of cards.
I'm like staggering the kills here just so I can make sure that I get one. Oh my god, that wasn't enough.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, so that bar...
No,
Oh, he hit!
no!
All right, well,
Get
we
him,
can do it.
Goofy!
Yeah, and this is one of those fights that's pretty drastically different from its counterpart in Recom.
Yeah, again, the danger here is he's used all his most powerful cards that kills enemies fast.
We
So
can still do this.
Yeah.
This is very, very manageable right now.
Okay, come on.
We're going to go to Cloud early, though.
Do have that Donald if you want to give him a chance.
Do we really wanna?
Okay, cool. So this was a slower fight, but not a dead fight.
Okay.
Once he gets up to that gold bar, he just needs to kill all the remaining
Yeah.
enemies.
Get him. Wow, that was actually a pretty good Donald.
Yeah, it was.
The last shadow, dude.
This guy's got your number.
I just...
Shadows are jerks in every Kingdom Hearts
If
game.
I run away from him, he'll just hide or something, and then or he'll chase me and attack me. You just
It's
gotta
insane.
take through it.
He was like kicking you in the shin, dude.
Oh.
All right, so since we got the 1 blue before we hit Wonderland, and we have a Nocturne, we're actually gonna go back to Traverse Town here. A lot of the times we'd farm in Wonderland because it's easy to do. They don't have anything that's resists blizzards and lots of nice compact encounters. And we would have been prepared to stay there for like 4 rooms. We can just go back here, make another deck, and sort of farm Traverse Town the way we've been doing.
That would be a great opportunity for me to step in, right?
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Because I have gotten a ton of donations from your community going, pray for the 1 blue. And it's like, I'm going to feel really silly reading these right now.
Read them anyways.
I'm gonna, because I don't mind feeling silly for a good cause. Raid667 with $5 saying, yo, Ghost, I have to ask, when's Darkest Dungeon? Anyway, good luck with the run, and I hope the 1 blue doesn't troll you for too long. Ragnia with $15 saying, Ghost, my friend, I have to sleep, so I can't stick around to watch, but I know you'll show off an incredible run to all the wonderful viewers at home. Here's to the glory of 5-hit raids and the 1 blue.
Oh, yeah.
Best of luck, you're the man.
Some of each so far.
Ghost Kong G2,
Oh, Ghost King.
yep, sends $1 and brings back some memories from last year, I think. He says, hey, Ghost, here's a compromise. You get to be Ghost for this run, but I get to be Ghost for my run on Wednesday. And here's hoping we actually get to hang out sometime this week.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even get Ghoul in on it and have the spooky crew. Good luck on comm, and remember the magic words. G-Fire!
Oh, yeah. That's a reference to Radiant Historia from last year, which is good times.
Vaz with $50 saying, hi, Ghosty Poo. I'm staying up the week before my finals to watch you play this game you put so much time and effort on. Make us proud, show everyone how awesome Chain of Memories really is, and P.S. pray for the early one blue.
Oh yeah, we got it, guys. Your prayers have been heard.
$10 from Elrin1900, who just says, "May the one blue be with you, Ghostwheel." An anonymous $50 donation saying, "Wishing you support, Blazblade."
All right.
From your friends at Smogon, putting all of this towards your incentive. $5 from Ronald saying, "Hey, oh, he's not here." So, don't you think that GBA music is quite off-key?
It's just a little different.
Yeah?
Oh,
wait.
And a
It
$25
took you that long to sink in.
I'm desensitized to him at this point, man.
J Hobbs just like, I disagree with all of your puns. And an anonymous $25 donation. It says, "What? No 100% Ghost? I'm disappointed."
I'll tell you what. If we get the rare enemy drop off of the mushroom enemies, we'll go for it.
And then I have $50 from the Burning Hunter, who says, "This hand of mine is full of cash. Its loud roar tells me to grasp victory for Nami. Hey guys, first time watching, so I wanted to help out. Here's $4 for I Am Gundam, and $45 to name Luminaire Burning Finger, because not even mental illness can stand up to the King of Hearts."
You know what? I still think we can make I Am Bread have a comeback, okay?
I don't know, man. I Am the Lore is pretty fantastic.
It is good, but
Guys.
is it bread?
Is it bread? It's a good question.
It is a
And
group.
just while I've got this, let me give an update on the Versus mode. We actually got a bunch of donations towards it. It is currently sitting at $215 out of 300.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
You guys
Great
wanna-
job, guys.
You want to give
Let's
a quick
get
recap?
this met, guys.
You want to give a quick recap of what that
Yeah,
incentive
so
is?
what you're donating for right here is I take the speedrun deck and I run it against a nice casual file that I ran up with a bunch of cool attacks that OC has. And, you know, we're going to see who wins.
Because you can actually play in multiplayer in this version of the game. Like, you can actually fight each other.
It's
great.
maybe the first time anyone's ever played multiplayer in this game since, like, 2005.
Wow, you're giving this game way more credit.
Yeah, 2004, I guess. Fine. I know I played it once, and I had, like, my level 99 guy against his level 20 guy, and he was like, never again.
Yeah, I've got a pretty fun deck that Ghost assembled for me. Because he was like, "Hey, Ars Arcanum is fun, right? It's this amazing ability. Unfortunately, its value is 6, so he's going to break it every time."
All right, so what else are we going to talk about here? So we need to get a couple map cards just to continue on with the run, but then after that, we're going to have a nice, faster strategy getting these map cards. I just checked. We have all the blue cards we need. Everything's good to go. We can talk about some of the other incentives you donated for as well. We're going to do the Ansem fight at the end of this fight, at the end of this run. Wow, we really don't need 3 Nocturnes, but okay.
Can we make this a recon run real quick? Because that's exactly what you want for that run.
But anyway, like, we're going to fight that not at 80 HP because that is not by any stretch marathon safe. We're going to double the lowest HP you can have, and we're going to fight the final boss of Riku mode. And it's going to be pretty intense. Ansem chucks cards at you faster than you can see him, deals a lot of damage whenever he feels like it, and can shut you out without question.
Yeah,
And
it's a
like
really
he's
difficult
the
fight.
reason that like the GBA Riku run is hard, even a little bit hard, right? And most of the bosses are pretty much free, and then you spend an hour and 20 minutes getting to Ansem, and then you lose to him, and it's run over.
And generally, it's a huge frustrating frame for casual players.
You know, I'm not 100% sure that this donor had heard me speak before they wrote this donation, but this might actually be quite funny. $25. Hey there, cats and dogs. Ghost Nation represent. I'm riding under one blue. Gooby and Dolan swagging it up. Norcon heading into battle. Here's hoping for another where's the door moment in this marathon. With all the map cards, get ready for some Geo funny colors. Yo, Ghost, what's 5-hit raid mean? Just that Ghost's way too intense to be a environmentalist. You got this one, kid. You know how to pilot the shop. Don't use the one blue by mistake. Also, special request, Trinity limit on the final boss. This little interview interlude of surreality was brought to you by Gallop. That's all, folks. I'm signing out. Always listen to Ghostwheel, the king of games, the lord of the berserk strats, the ultimate computer of the multiverse. And finally, always remember, kids, the plow train has no brakes.
Yeah, so that's one of my best friends, you know, Gallop. He chills out on a lot of my streams, just providing good conversation during these farming segments. All around really good guy. He made a ROM hack of Fire Emblem 7 that he's played and just sort of enjoyed making. Yeah, like definitely a guy to check out. Definitely someone you're gonna get to know if you ever run by the stream looking for more comm runs.
Yeah, he said he was going to say something, boy, he delivered.
Yeah, I think every year he's just gonna.
Oh boy, howdy did he!
Yeah, he's just gonna give you the most inside jokes possible, alienate the entire viewer list.
Even I watch the streams and I'm literally alienated. It's okay. It was all in good fun and in good cause.
I think we're gonna leave here after this or one more Teaming Darkness. I think I'm just gonna make it one more just for safety, because it really isn't that much slower to do Blizzards over Thunder
All right, good value.
when things go well for you.
And
All right.
You said, you know, Blizzard's over Thunder. What do you mean exactly by that?
Okay, so later in the game, once we beat Larkscene 1, we're going to get the Thunder magic card. And we're going to multitask a Moogle Room. We're going to get some Thunder from the magic packs. And as it turns out, Thundaga has properties that allow you to clear every single encounter as long as you wait for all the spawns. So it's very, very useful for getting the high volume of map cards we need to finish this game.
Yeah, something I've been meaning to ask you, Hobbs. What exactly do you do in Recom?
What do you mean?
You said you needed like 3 Nocturnes.
Yeah, so in this game, or in you know, in GBA.com, you use a lot of
different decks.
varied strats with Blizzards and some Fire raids, Blizzard raids, Blizzagas, Thunder, and Thundagas, as he said, and a lot of Berserk strats. So your Keyblade cards matter. In Recon, we use Fire.
Yeah,
That's it. That's
Fire
all.
Home's a lot better in 3D than it does in 2D. It just goes in a straight line and misses them. There's nothing to do about it.
And we use Blizzard on the 2 bosses that are immune to fire.
Wow, what varied
Yeah.
gameplay you got.
So the solution comes down to apply fire.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we've got GBA.com in this marathon and not Recon.
Yeah, this is the master race, but people don't like to stream it a lot. People don't like. It's hard to come by, say, you know, Game Boy player, legitimate methods of getting records.
I do have a personal shout I want to give. Somebody in our kind of like little community of players is Cheese. He came up with like a comm randomizer.
Wow.
It changes what cards you get from. Like,
It basically swaps the memory slots of the cards. So, you know, the initial deck, instead of getting a Kingdom Key, all of those would be replaced with Lion Hearts, for example. Instead of my Magic card, Blizzard, all that's replaced with Stop, and so on and so on. So, like, you can get decks that are incapable of doing damage to Axel, for instance, which is what happened to me in my first randomizer run.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty amazing that he's actually taken the time to do it, you know? Yeah, it's unfortunate getting those shadows.
It's okay. We're going to leave after this Teaming Darkness nonetheless. We'll reassess if we have to, but we're more than comfortable not farming anymore from here.
Yeah, even if he tried, you know, this grinding, it's not for levels exactly, you know, or to make him stronger exactly.
We don't care about levels.
Yeah, he doesn't care about any of that. In fact, there are times where you even don't want to get level ups for health level ups later on. But the main thing is that even if he just kind of tried to blitz through the game and just, you know, keep pushing through the worlds, he would run out of map cards. So he has to do this either along the way or all at once, and it just turns out that it's faster to do it all at once. And it's still split up a few times. But
Yeah, like the best strats come later in the game, so
Yeah.
there's like a bit of a calculus you have to do there.
yeah, you want to have enough map cards to get you to the point of optimal grinding.
Yeah, the closer that you can get to the exact number you want without going too far over.
Well, you also want to save the high-value map cards too. You know, you still want to have a good pool so that you're flexible in how you branch your map cards.
Yeah, those values matter because later on he's going to have to open that 99 map value door.
Yep. What he's already opened the 20 value door, right?
We're low on Moogle points too, so we're taking a few liberties with this run. We're stretching in a couple of places, but these aren't places we can't make up through other means.
That's
Yeah.
also every GBA con run.
Yeah, unfortunately, going to the Moogle room and buying packs, he's going to open up some weapon packs, which cost like 100 Moogle points. But the ones that are really important, the magic packs, those cost 200 Moogle points. And yeah, they start to add up in cost after a while.
They also give you random magic cards out of them. You know, they were doing loot boxes way before Overwatch.
Yeah.
You don't get to just pick exactly what you want.
Oh no, I didn't get the cards I wanted in the current meta. Great.
Well, the way we resolve that problem is by opening packs that we know have everything we want. They can't possibly give us anything bad.
You'd think that.
Well, 90% of the time.
Wow, a pack of 5 cures. This is great.
I mean, we're talking about the attack cards here. The magic cards are open season.
Though it would be nice to get I think you got 1 bonus 0 off of a random object trigger, so 1 more would be nice.
No, I mean, we're going to get 1 out of the attack card packs usually. You usually get 2. 1 is kind of rare.
Yeah, typically, like in any casual run, as well as this run, having like 3 zeros in your deck, just kind of hanging in the back so you can always know where they are.
This is kind of a relatively inconsequential mini-boss. Like, the card soldiers just line themselves up and die.
Yeah.
Except for that middle guy who has really long attack range for some reason. So we wait for the other guys to kill him. Just a bit of efficiency there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the key guidance room, and then coming up is Trick Master. And the way that fight's going to work is we're going to get real close to him, and we're going to use the wall to get higher hit raids. It's kind of funky that way. When we go through, like, once we have a nice pool of map cards and we're starting to dip into it, right, you start to notice trends in the kinds of cards you can get. And so I was talking earlier, I don't know if I finished that thought, about how some cards are more common than others, but the 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards are the most common at 15%, and we want to use those as often as possible. We also just want to look at how, like, which cards have deep stacks, and if we have a branching point, we want to dip into that. Like, you use the card 1 lower than the card you have multiples of, and then you use the multiples in each of the branches. So here we have a bunch of 6s. We're just going to dump that into the door. No problem.
And
we
again,
should probably not do
because-
that again for that green card, though, since we got the 30 green.
And again, because that was a story door, the actual layout of the room isn't going to matter, and so that's why he wants to use a room that's not going to be useful for him for good movement.
Oh, that's the one thing we don't want to see him do, because that makes him go away from the wall. Wow.
Oof.
Good job, Trick Master. Good to know you suck.
Yeah, it's completely pointless to use his.
You have to
trick
card break him to hit these raids, by the way, but you'll get 4 hit raids if you do.
His
Ugh,
annoying.
he's just being a real jerk right now.
He's got to walk back too, he can't make up his mind.
All right, so now he's real close.
Yeah, so we can just finish him off. If we had 5 raids, he'd just be dead, but this is not that much slower.
That is one of the things, because all of your cards are random. You have to be able to fight pretty much any boss with 2 Blizzard raids or 3 Blizzard raids or 4. If I know all the kind of advanced strats you can
With
do.
nocturnes, without nocturnes, with clouds, without clouds. There's a lot of nuance in what can happen, and there's a lot of nuance in how to deal with that as well.
I'm hoping you get like 5 more fires.
We
because
paused
you
a little
have
early
a
because
lot.
you get to hold start to skip all the cutscenes. That's what makes this game about as grindy as any other RPG. You get to skip all the cutscenes for free, but you have to farm for some map cards.
Yeah, I didn't realize when I was trying to go through this game again. You actually have to hold start for like a brief moment of time, and then it actually skips.
The
I
speedrun
thought-
community didn't
yeah.
either. Like, the very first speedrunners of this game were like, I keep mashing through all this text. It's really annoying. It's wearing on my endurance.
Yeah.
So here we're going to take damage intentionally because now the Berserk strats are going to get let loose. And they're actually giving us the best pattern to do this for now. Okay.
Say that as they slow down.
Oh. You gotta have that perfect balance of not wanting to quite be low enough to die.
Yeah, that's why we went to 110 HP in a couple of levels, but every other thing we did was, what's it called? CP. We want to increase the offensive capabilities of our deck. We want to increase the capacity as much as we can so we never have problems. We can always add cards to the deck no matter how much luck we have. And we want to make sure we can go into Berserk, take damage from green into red without it possibly being green into 0. Okay, so we're looking for a nice branch in these 4s.
Yes, again, all of these, layouts. He doesn't necessarily. He can't have a consistent always layout of what the room will look like, but the doors will always be in the same, northwest, east, or south positions, and he's always going to go through the same set doors on each floor.
All right, do I have more 7s? Not that I really want to dip into. It's fine. So, that kind of hesitation was a little long for me, but you want to really make sure you have your plan laid out before you get to the door. And then you go to the stack, you spam him into the door, and that's what separates a good comm runner from a great comm runner, in my opinion. Being able to just know exactly what map cards you're going to be able to use multiple floors in advance.
Yeah, and that's where not having to look at, the calculator or a computer monitor or anything like that is really comes in handy. Just being able to think, I have this many, teeming darknesses or something. Or
Animatedly, even I'm having trouble because he's going through those map cards so quick. I'm having difficulty keeping up with him.
Yeah.
So right there, like -4. Right.
We're going to need to go back to Traverse Town, I think, because I don't think we have another 3. Yeah, okay, we have to go back after this fight. But we're going to do this fight first. We're going to be in Berserk. We're going to showcase this stuff. It's going to be good. All right, so we're going to make a new deck here. We're going to put the 0s in the 7, and then we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Potion, Berserk.
Yeah, and he was always favoring high-value Keyblades there whenever possible.
No.
Actually, we're favoring high-quality Keyblades here because Oogie Boogie doesn't do anything to you. This is the easiest boss in the game right here.
By the way, I have a question for the chat. I want to know, what do you think Oogie Boogie is saying?
That right there is what he was talking about.
Come on, baby.
But he he'll toss out a 7 3 times, and if you break that 7 every time, he'll just lower the gate down and you can hit him. So we just need to be able to do that very efficiently. Unfortunately, the raids are not efficient against him. You can't get the proper distance. So we have to take advantage of these Berserk strats. And getting double damage here is well worth, taking all the damage earlier, because lowering these gates takes a lot of time. And if we had to do that 2 more times, I don't think you could continue. But we got the trick card there, so we actually don't have to lower it anymore. If we get the trick card earlier, actually, it lowers it for longer, but it doesn't change the cycle unless we get really lucky with the add-on Keyblades we have. Obviously, the better Keyblades deal more damage, but there's a bit of a nuance to that as well that we'll go over when we make the second Berserk deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To answer your question, Ozzy, they have no idea. No one will agree.
I personally go with Hog, maybe. That's what I heard when I was a kid. It's
Hog-
not right,
Hog-
but
we've got Hogma
I also
B-
call them trick cards.
Hogma B, R baby.
That's
Com
where
baby.
that's where running the other games can help you a little bit. Being able to recognize things that the GBA chipset say, or audio chip that is.
Hey, the GBA trip tries, okay?
Quote unquote saying.
Alright. So we need to get a 3?
Yeah, we need to get a 3, but we are also just kind of low anyway on map cards. Just to make sure we're good enough for this
Alright,
little
this
section.
is a good time as any for a donation then.
Yeah. Lovely.
All right, I got a couple here. $5 from Vic, who says, this run is awesome so far. I love this game as a kid, and shout out to my boy Spike in the back, Meteor Black Dragon. Good luck on the rest of the run.
That's
More
a card
donations
game.
to come. And a $10 anonymous donation.
All right, we got our 3. We'll just clear out the rest of this room. Oh, sorry, continue.
$10 anonymous donation. It says, hey, y'all, Aquana here. Been following the KH community closely for a while, and KH has always been very important to me. Here's $10 to the level 1 Sephi fight, because that ought to be a real treat. Thank goodness you're sparing my boy Demix. All he wants to do is make water dance. Is that so wrong? Hashtag justice for Demix.
Yeah, it's pretty wrong. Demic should stop doing that.
We'll be running into some more organization members in this game, specifically. Eventually, let's see.
Larxene, Axel, Vexen, Marluxia. And hey, in Recom, you know, this is one good thing for it. You get the Zexen fight. Unfortunately, you don't have that here, but it's really, really cool, and it stretches the card mechanics quite nicely. So we're going to go to Agrabah here. We're going to keep a watchful eye on our experience, because we did not go to Wonderland, and we did not level up a lot by going to Wonderland. So getting the double Berserk is going to be quite the ordeal. Oh, we should get all this, because that level up's coming.
Yeah, what he means by that is that he
oh
wants
my
to
god,
be
837. That's tight. Continue.
Yeah, when he's gonna go fight Jafar, he's gonna be using Berserk strats. He wants to, you know, before he goes fights Jafar, he wants to take a lot of damage so he gets in the critical range for Berserk to actually work.
Is this even feasible? We're gonna go for it. Like, we have to believe, but this is barely feasible. If we go below, like, I think it's 787 or 768 or something like that. It's something in the 700s. Then Jafar's experience is going to be enough to level me up, and you can't despawn the boss experience like I just despawned the experience in that last fight. So
yeah, this
you
is
gotta grin and bear
important
it.
because you gain. He wants to keep his HP at critical level after he beats Jafar. In order for that to happen, he can't level up after beating Jafar. Leveling up restores all your HP.
Yeah, that is one of the kind of weird things you can try to do in a run like this, where, or a game like this rather, where the experience all drops, you know, on the field. You can actually try to dodge it and not level up.
As I said earlier, someone said, you know, you're at a charity speed running marathon for RPGs where you say, I really shouldn't level up right now.
We're going to get that with another Kingdom Hearts run later, too. Two of them.
Yeah, that door was in the corner. I knew. This game's evil.
Just a quick update. We are now at $220 out of $300 for the versus mode battle after the run.
Awesome.
So let's keep the donations coming in for that to watch. I think Osie's going to get beat, but that's just me.
Probably. He built the deck I'm using.
Yeah, but I'm sadistic. I want to give myself a challenge.
That'll be fun, man. We can make multiplayer
Or is
Chain
it
of Memories. We can make multiplayer Chain of Memories the new esport.
But just wait.
for 5 minutes.
Just
Like,
wait.
if Blizzard can do it with Hearthstone, like,
We'll make it happen.
All I'm just going to say is if I can successfully land Mega Flare on you, I will feel like I've done everything I can.
If you land Arse, it'll be even better.
So again, he's taking these hits intentionally to get down to critical health.
We're going to hope that we can despawn most of this experience here after this is done. This
Yeah,
is
it's going to be close.
quite sketchy. Oh, I almost just tapped it there.
All right.
Whoa, not dead? What?
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Having to dodge all this experience.
Yeah, it's actually quite far-reaching.
Okay. Don't bounce towards him.
No.
Oh.
There
All
we
right,
are.
nice.
Here, I got the
We're going to check our health, too, because I want to know if we're Berserk bugged. 27, that's perfect. Beautiful.
So again, Berserk critical health means he's going to do a lot more damage after
Actually, I
he's-
think 27's the wrong one.
Oh,
Wait,
no, really?
No.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have to find out, aren't we?
Well, he'll find out because he'll be using the Hades enemy card to, you know, kind of turn Berserk on.
Yeah.
And then because he'll be in critical health, he'll be doing more damage. If
It's
he
double
gets-
the damage.
Yeah.
Literally, it'll be so noticeable if it works, and it'll be painfully obvious if it doesn't.
That's Shadow, man.
We could have taken that hit if we wanted to, but I think it's a little too much to do that.
All right.
So we're going to spawn this Moogle room here. This Moogle room is going to put in a lot of work. First thing we're going to do is... Oh, we actually aren't short on Moogle points. How do we get this many?
I was going to say, your Traverse Town had quite a bit.
All right.
It's all right.
We're tired, guys. I've been up for a long time.
So buying a bunch of attack
Ooh,
packs
This
there.
is sketchy so far, by the way. We're hoping for good value and quality cards, and we're getting
7,
neither.
6, 9. Okay, that was better.
You got a 0 at least.
We're hoping to avoid
Another
wishing
0.
stars to start out with.
Oh, geez.
We're getting
Wow.
too many
Too
zeros.
many zeros at this point, yeah.
8.
All right, this is
5.
decidedly average,
Okay.
if not slightly below average, but we can work with it.
Yeah, that's the fun thing with just getting these valued cards. You know, you're just like, gotta work with what you get.
Yeah. And he's while he's equipping this, I'll try to explain. Like you definitely get more powerful Keyblades as you kind of progress through the game. You get more Keyblade cards available to you. But the Keyblade cards are specifically more powerful whether they're in the first, second, or third part of your combo too. So he's building his deck to have good quality cards, good value cards, and in the correct order.
Yeah. Like the Olympus cards are always better
Wow.
if it's the third hit in the combo.
Wow, this barely stretches. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, he's looking at his line of cards here, and because he wants to, stock these cards together so that their value is over 10.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Because if it's over 10, then
This is what I live for in this run, though. Like, I want to taste victory.
Yeah, with a value of 10 or more, in his combo, that means he can stock it together as a slight, and an enemy will have to either use a 0 or their own slight to be able to potentially break it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, we can make it happen. They're all 10s. Jesus.
Wow.
Somehow all 10.
I've had to deal with that myself, but with Fire Agas, and that it's never fun, but you can make it work.
That
it's
was
exciting.
beautiful right there.
So a lot of math you have to do pretty quickly while editing those decks.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. You get really good at figuring out what numbers add up to 10 or more. You might not know what adds up to 11, but you know what adds up to 10.
Yep, Berserk Bug. All right, we're going to take damage from Jafar. It can happen. It's not too bad when that happens.
Unfortunate.
It's worse when we notice on Larkseen, for instance.
Right.
Yeah, because, if you're
Or
trying
Oogie.
to take,
You can't take damage in Oogie.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to take damage from Larkseen, you're getting Combo Princess to death.
Oh.
He's a little low there. Wow, that may be the first time I've seen the platforms not move at all. All right, that was a pretty good Jafar fight.
Yeah. Yeah, normally this guy is, you do this fight with the intention to just make it so where you're constantly throwing out these stocked cards so just so Jafar can't mess with the platforms.
Yeah, and he didn't get the level up, which is exactly what he wanted. And
I'm putting the Cure in this deck, though.
Yeah.
yeah, putting that in, I assume, for safety.
And I'm going to see if we can spawn like a couple HP balls to get to...
Since he had to take that extra hit, it's just a little
Yeah,
risky.
22 is nice. We can work with that.
Yeah. Just
But we're going to go straight into Larkseen, and we're going to be on low health for that. And we're going to Berserker straight to death. It's going to be fun.
But cutscene, it's really important you see this.
Yeah. That 2 seconds was, really rich.
All right, here we go.
So again, he's a lot of the times waiting for Larkseen to play one of her cards.
Ooh, that's pretty high damaging right there when that happens.
In order to break Larkseen, so that way he's going to be almost guaranteed to get his combo off.
Yeah.
Larkseen can still break him back, but there will be a little bit of a period where she can't. Oh, man.
Oh, man, you're playing it way too risky.
Going all in.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And there's the usefulness of 0 cards, being able to break enemy slights. Oh. Yeah.
Got
There
him.
we go. Nice fight.
That was
Very,
good.
very careful. Like, Larkseen's very dangerous because she doesn't do a lot of damage. I think she's doing 1 damage in these fights, but she can do it very, very consistently. She's got fast attacks that just are finely tuned to hit wow, 3 level ups. Jeez, I guess that's what happens when you don't go to Wonderland.
Yeah.
But okay, like she'll just poke in there and she can stun lock you with some of her later attacks. Like the thunders that she was using at the very beginning, the regular Thundara spells, they turn into a dash attack that chain combos you and ending in a high damaging Thunderbolt.
Now,
That's one of the most dangerous attacks in the entire game.
yeah, now that he has the Thunder spell unlocked after beating her, now is a prime time to get some some magic cards. Simba!
Look at those
Genie!
summon cards.
Let's start
Wow.
selling some cards.
Yeah,
We don't
obviously, anything other than Cloud in terms of summon cards is typically really bad.
Yeah.
Though it'd be hilarious if he got like 2 decent Cloud cards.
Oh, we can sell
Dude, you
one
can
of these.
actually sell it.
Get out of here, Wishing Stars.
And now, Ghostwheel made a save before this. I assume if things go a bit too rough with the cards, you might have to reload that save.
Yeah, because if he doesn't get enough Thunders, or if he doesn't get
We already
any of
did this.
them. Really.
So we want to get a few fires for Vexen and to round out the raid deck, and we want to get 2 extra Thunders for our farming.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just going to be using saving quitting to get exactly what we want. So here we go. Pack
You
number
got a
2.
fire there. Okay.
Genie, Simba, Blizzard. Oh.
All right, we'll open this. If it's good, we'll keep it. That is good, so
that's
we
good.
will keep it. I'm gonna sell and just buy another pack, like not resetting for it.
This is kind of where those judgment calls really come into play too, and just having a huge breadth of knowledge of exactly how many
And final pack.
magic cards you can work with.
Way to
Wow.
prove me wrong, Com. Way to make me waste my time.
Wow.
I love this game.
All those were useless, just to be perfectly clear about that.
We didn't talk about the weird nuance with the Moogle packs that we didn't find out until like maybe 2 years ago that completely changed the rest of the route. It was really cool. So basically, the way Moogle packs work is if you would get a card that you haven't unlocked yet, then it just replaces it with the default card. And for attack cards, that's a Kingdom Key. For magic cards, it's a Cure. And for item cards, it's a regular potion. So like, it's actually more optimal to buy less expensive packs in a Moogle room because you have all of the stuff that you're buying for it. So when we bought the attack cards, we knew we were going to get a bunch of second level attack cards like 3 Wishes and Olympia and Lady Luck and Pumpkinhead and Wishing Star. And of those, only Wishing Star is really useless. It's too balanced to Keyblade in that it's only slightly better than Kingdom Key in all respects, and we can't min-max it by putting it in certain slots and getting more damage out of it. But here's a good time to explain how, like, you saw in Larxene Jafar, we were doing tons and tons of damage with our Berserk combos. 2 bars of health is nothing to scoff at, and our old strats used to be throwing raids and just trying to work with clouds and raids very, very awkwardly to get to where we need to go. But to get the damage that we have, we optimize the placement of the Keyblades in the combo. And Lady Luck and Pumpkinhead are good first and second hit Keyblades, so to speak. And 3 Wishes and Olympia are good first and combo finisher Keyblades, so to speak. And it's a little more complicated than that, in that, like, the first hit isn't really the first hit, but it corresponds to the animation that's usually the first hit. So if you do the combo at a different distance, or you do like a jumping combo, then you actually reverse the first and second hits of the Keyblade, which can be very relevant. But now that we have Thundaga strats, we're basically going to go in, farm a bunch of map cards, just get ready for the second world set. And this is by far the most boring part of the run. I'm very sorry about that.
What that does mean, though, is that you get to
What I was
listen
gonna do
to
is
the
this,
most entertaining
because-
voice of the 4. And that would be hopefully someone...
Spike?
There we go.
My moment has come. Well, what I would like to do is just, on top of saying thank you to everyone that's donated so far, is just to remind everybody about the Yeti and how we're working with them this year again. To get 9 amazing looking t-shirts, you can head over to the yeti.com/RPG limit break and take a look at all the designs, pick the ones you want, and just know that $3 from every t-shirt that you guys purchase will be donated to NAMI. Remember, the Yeti is spelled YETE.com/RPG Limit Break. And since you may just be joining us here on RPG Limit Break, we are here supporting NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are a fantastic charity we've been working with. They do their work through advocating, they educate people, they lead, and most importantly, and I think this gets overlooked a lot, they listen. So if you need to reach out, please head over to nami.org or use hashtag #StigmaFree on Twitter to tweet or tweet directly to NAMI at NAMI Communicate. With May being Mental Health Month, it's quite a poignant charity to deal with right now. So, but what I do want to do is, yes, I thought it may. I wanted to check, but I'm very not surprised that the law is still winning. Unfortunately, your hope of a comeback for bread is looking less and less likely.
Come on, people. It's an actual game, by the way. I Am Bread. That's a game.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, and Takaze said that they will call the I Am Setsuna whatever the winner is. So I just want to hear him say, we'll be playing I Am Bread, except we won't be.
Nah, that's alright.
know,
Judge Dredd references are
I was
awesome.
going to say, the Judge Dredd reference is kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's true. It's a pretty good one. Now, one thing about his grinding here is you're grinding in Traverse Town specifically for what exact reasons?
Just
Map
value.
cards. That's all we're
Value
doing.
on cards.
No, I mean, why Traverse Town as opposed to some of the others?
Because the enemies are weak enough that they died at Thundaga, basically.
Okay.
And we have all the blue cards we need. Because the enemies are too easy, they don't give you blue cards, which are generally seen as a reward. They offer treasure, Moogle rooms, or save points, stuff like that. You're not getting those rewards from in here. You got to take the kid's gloves off. But we don't need them anymore. We're just going to clear them out as quickly as we can for your viewing experience. We were kind of hoping to get another Rhapsody here, maybe 2 for Axel 2, just to have insurance against his enemy card that gives him better reaction time, but it's not really a priority here. We're just looking to avoid 3 spawn encounters like this. We farm in Teaming Darkness here because you get 8 map cards for your 1 map card as opposed to 5 map cards for your 1 map card, and you lose time wasting the 10 seconds to farm the card and then use it in the door. So there's a bit of a trade-off for whether you want to spawn more harder rooms or whether you want to play consistently and spawn the lighter
I don't
guys.
think we actually mentioned this, the fact that the actual name of the map card you use to create a room affects geometry.
No,
It also
we've talked about this a bit,
but
we
it
can
also
talk about it
affects
again.
but it also affects how many enemies that spawn, what kind of additional effects could potentially the enemies will have. There's even ones that make it so where your value of your cards are increased by 1.
Yeah, that's usually not something he's going to be worrying too much about, though.
Yeah.
But it can
During
get
these
pretty
quests,
tricky
at
when
least.
we use map cards in other places. And again, you were you got to memorize all these encounters, and you also kind of have to intuitively memorize which encounters go to which room. So you know whether it's okay to fight something there. Especially in 100%, which is the stupidest run ever conceived by man. But in 100%, you got to complete the journal, and to complete the journal, you got to get all the enemy cards. And, these enemy cards are a random drop that can occur when you kill an enemy last. And not only can the random drop be very, very rage-inducing, but killing specific enemy last at certain points of the game is extremely difficult.
Yeah, for example, here he's using these Thundagas, so I think theoretically any of those enemies could be the last one.
Yeah,
there's
there's in Tranquil Darkness, actually, the Nocturnes never come up last. But here, there's an encounter where Nocturnes come up last, 2 where the Rhapsodies come up last, a few where the Soldiers come up last, a few where the Shadows come up last.
Yeah, the main thing is that I don't know. What would you consider worse, 100% or no deck edit %?
I mean, no deck edit is real boring, but it doesn't take 9 hours. So,
Okay.
no deck edit, if you ever think, man, this speedrun's too easy, or like, look at all these strats, the bosses are paper thin. If you never edit your deck at all, like a lot of people do going through this game, and just see how poor the damage of like Kingdom Key is, you spend like hours on boss fights sometimes. They grind out their whole deck in slights. They're using like 2 to 3 cards, and you can't even worry about it. You're just dealing that poor damage every chance you get, and then reloading again.
I don't know if there's a conceivable run you haven't done with this game yet.
I've always been meaning to do a blindfolded run with this game, and I intend to do that, but it may take a while.
I feel like you'd need something to call out what the numbers on the cards are.
Nah, because like it would basically be like a blindfolded no deck edit run, or like I'd memorize a first initial deck edit that would make my life a little easier, or like come up with ways to test new cards that I got.
I don't know if I could sit down and watch you torture yourself.
Yeah.
I'd love it, man.
This is the madness that is Chain of Memories and Ghostwheel together.
I'd do anything for this game, even submit it to marathons for 5 years.
Well, I mean, you might be able to do something weird and janky, like you put something in your deck, then you get into a battle and you try and use it, and you're like, oh, I put a fire in my deck because I shedded fire.
One small thing that he's doing here is whenever he clears out the room, he's exiting the room back through the door he came in, and that's so that when he reforms that room, the value needed to open it is the same.
Yeah,
So
it's a bit of a mental shortcut there.
Yeah, it's always 1 or higher that he needs to open that door, instead of like if he kept progressing, you know, backwards through the world, he would have to keep using higher and higher map cards.
Plus, when you leave, it's faster. It's
Right.
not really any reason to keep progressing through as if we were doing a normal world. We're getting a lot of value here, which means that like farming here is a little more efficient. We have more cards to save, so like. I think this is the 4th Teaming Darkness I'm in, so it's like 2 more, and we should be okay. I'm looking at the time, too. Our time with beating Larks was actually pretty good for a run like this. I'm very happy with how things are going.
Yeah, Ghost doesn't run with splits. In a game like this, because of how the routing in it works, why have splits?
Yeah.
You just, like, at any given time, over different runs, you're going to have different levels of map cards, different decks, and different levels of optimism over how things are going. So it really takes an intuition, like a developed intuition, to figure out whether you're ahead or behind world record. I've surprised myself a couple times. I've had runs that I thought were dead turn out to be records because I played really well in the end game or had better RNG than I expected.
Well, as we're wrapping up this Team of Darkness, we probably got some time for some more
Oh yeah.
comments.
Yeah, just taking a quick look at the clock, and we're about halfway through the run at this point. Well, through the estimate anyway. I just want to say we're still about $75 away from watching
We are going
OC
to be
get
way
whooped.
under the estimate, by the way. Everything that could lower it
I'm
is
gonna go down swinging.
So if you want to see that the next competitive esport,
Guaranteed.
The
more-
battle.
I think some people were working on like actually making that work for emulator. So fingers crossed.
the next question is, can we start doing pack openings on YouTube? And like I said, we've already met the Fight Riku final boss on with low HP. We've already met the walk with Winnie the Pooh. That's just the only last outstanding thing from Chain of Memories that is yet to be met, which is the versus mode battle. So yeah, looking forward though. There is the Setsuna stuff coming up. The Fight Final Form Samsara hasn't been met. It's at $30 out of 500. There's the naming convention. There's a bunch of stuff. So.
Got to get working on these incentives, people.
Yeah.
We know it's late, but you know your wallet doesn't know what time it is.
So late, it's practically early.
Yeah.
You're always welcome to donate for Terra too. We got to back the right horse on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Gotta keep happening.
I personally say you should just get that final fight for Ion Setsuna, and anything to give more airtime from my buddy Freddy. And to see him suffer.
And again, remember, donations, and you'll hear us talk a lot about donations and incentives and prizes.
Good job, Nocturne.
That's just you voting with your wallet.
Ideal run is right happening in front of you.
Just voting to name characters and stuff like that. All the donations do go to Nami. Don't worry about that. And if you want more information, head down to the channel bio below the stream and hit the 2017 tracker. But if you do donate more than $25, you do get entered in for the grand prize, which is a Nintendo Switch with the... It should almost be an official bundle at this point, shouldn't it? The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
You're pretty much buying it anyway together.
Has anyone given one away without the other? I highly doubt it.
Could you imagine? Yeah, I won the Switch. Ah.
Yeah, so that's stuff that's been out of stock at every store.
Yeah.
Get Mario Kart 8
$25
Deluxe.
and you could potentially win it here.
Oh, and if you guys have been subscribed to the channel for a while, you'll notice we had a couple of new emotes go live today, which was thanks to one of our longtime artists, LLK. She's been a long-time contributor. She designs a bunch of our prono banners and the attendee badges that we're wearing. And just, she's an absolutely brilliant artist. Check out her work over at jazzaboo.com. JAZAABOO.com.
Yeah, I like little Vivi on my badge here. It's pretty cool.
Have you been keeping up with the map cards, OC? Like, did you feel like you missed some?
Oh, she's like, nope.
Admittedly, there is a couple I have missed just because I blink and I miss it.
All right.
Quite literally.
So I'll do my own count at the end then.
I've got a majority. Though.
I'll compare it to your count.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see how it's fine.
I'm looking at 183.
All right. Works for me. How many low cards do I have? I'm not talking about the sum here.
Not this. How many low cards?
Yeah,
total?
that's the other number.
12 zeros, 5.
No, there's one of the numbers sums how many low cards there.
Bottom number.
The bottom number, 24.
All right, cool. It's a good number. We're gonna leave after this Teaming Darkness. How's it feel, Hobbs, though, to see me sell off all those Nocturnes? It's gotta kill you inside.
It's funny because in Recom you generally only want 2 of them, really.
Yeah.
But if you have a really bad deck, it's similar with this. You need to be able to bend every which way. If you have a bad fire deck in Recom, you need to have more red Nocturnes in order to make up for it. And just like in this, if you don't have as many blizzards, you hope that you
I
get
wish
something else.
One of the practice runs I did over the course of this week had like the dankest Moogle pack pull I've ever seen. Where like we didn't get any blizzards, but we got 3 clouds. So in Axel 2, we were just Omni Slash them.
It was pretty glorious. Oh, it was even better when we got to was it Riku 4?
Yeah, we got Riku 4. We used Omni Slash. He had no cards in the hole. He was using Incrementer, so we couldn't break it with the 0. But we used it, and he just put the Dark Fire Aga up within a fraction of a second and completely blocked it.
Ruining our fun.
Oh, man.
All right, so we're going to go to Hollow Bastion now for a few reasons. The first is because boss HP increases in Maleficent's hard, and the second is because we want Overdrive, her enemy card, or take down the Rikus and some of the future bosses.
Yeah, and Overdrive, if I'm not mistaken, is the enemy card that will
It's
give
Berserk
you more.
Light.
Yeah, it'll just give you more damage on all of your attack cards.
It's 1.5 times attack damage at the cost of reloading your card slower, which we don't even feel that cost because we use item cards to help us out.
Yeah, funny we mentioned the cloud thing. Back, I don't know exactly how long ago, but one of the old strats of this run was using Omni Slash for the majority of the run. It was usually 4 cloud cards was the best optimization, along with cards called Slight Lock. Slight Lock lets you use cards in a slight, and the first card doesn't disappear when you reload.
Oh my god, we are running thin on good attack cards to use. Oh, we'll adjust it later.
Well, if we have a decent supply of Moogle Room cards, we could try and get some more packs.
No, because we don't have the points for it. We burned those points in that last part, remember?
No, I mean the free card at the start.
Oh, yeah, we can get the free attack packs.
Yeah.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, OC, I want you to know you are going to be getting embarrassed on stream.
Nice.
Just had someone
We got that
donate
incentive.
$75.22 that just says fight, 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 kiss, kiss, kiss.
Awesome.
And that goes ahead and that meets the PvP at the end of the run here.
Don't worry, folks. I promise you, it's probably more balanced than the current Hearthstone meta.
All right, we'll take this 5 over here, and that should be good enough, actually. All right, that was a bit of a slow deck edit, but we kind of had to work with unexpected circumstances. But basically, we need 9 boosted raids to take down Maleficent, and it's faster to build the raids deck Mark II because we have more attack cards. Okay, we got a lot of those. All right. We don't have enough calm bounties because we didn't go into Wonderland to do, like, hardcore Wonderland strats, or hardcore calm bounties here. If you use a calm bounty in every single room here, you get 4 chances at Divine Rose attack cards, which are really, really sweet. They have a first hit damage, which is twice the value of the Lady Lux and the 3 Wishes that we've been using up until now.
But they're pretty rare.
Yeah, I mean, the best place to find them is in calm bounties in Hollow Bastion, where they're natively located.
I like Judgment.
I'm just digging this, retro chip tune for
Hollow
Hollow
Bastion.
Bastion.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Well, you hear, I mean, isn't like Hollow Bastion's theme is like one of the longest themes you hear in the run, just because just how often you go back there?
Kind of, yeah, in the Kingdom Hearts 1 run. So again, whenever he kind of is opening a lot of these doors that don't really seem to put him in an actual room, there are 3 story doors per world
We could
for
fight
the most
this.
part.
Nah.
No, you're not fighting.
It would trigger Drazerk though. He says you're never allowed to fight any Hollow Bastion counters in a run. It's not considered a real speed run. But that was actually one of the good ones.
Wow. But yeah, 3 story doors per world. I'm kind of repeating some stuff in case you're joining in midway. And each one of them has different requirements and will give you the key to the next story door.
Maybe I should have been using more 5s and 6s here. We'll fix that in Atlantica.
So, blue card needed for this, and I'll be using
Don't use the one blue.
Moments
I'm doing it very, very carefully.
And then the key to truth for the boss.
And just remember, if you guys are really digging the Kingdom Hearts stuff, this isn't our only Kingdom Hearts game in the marathon. We do have 1.5 and Birth by Sleep coming up back-to-back Thursday into Friday. And I do believe that everyone wants to see Terra except the runner. So I think we should be putting some money towards that at this point.
All right, so yeah, 9 boosted raids. This fight is free, but if you're not doing this strategy, if you're not completely locking her out, she can get in a lot of free damage in a similar manner to Larxene. Dragon Maleficent may be a Heartless type boss, which means that she generates cards rather than acting like a human does and using slights and having a deck that can reload. But, that doesn't stop her from busting out 7s and 8s that stop you from using physical attacks to any degree of effectiveness. The first real route improvement of this game was when Drazerk came up to me like 5 years ago and showed me those Maleficent strats that beat what Aqua Tiger was doing at the time. And it was really cool. Her neck acts as a wall there and gives you guaranteed 3-hit raids no matter what the distance is. So that's kind of interesting, I guess.
At least she's not swinging her head around like in KH1.
She may as well be. Her head is basically warping to you.
All right. Hi, Riku. Boy, you look really evil today.
And you'll see at the bottom it says Overdrive on the left side. That means that he has now used that card we got from Dragon Maleficent. That will just increase the damage on all of his attack cards.
And, like, a big part of the design of this deck is to, what's it called? Meet out the Overdrive. It's 12 attack. You get 30 attacks for it. So we have just enough attack cards in here to take full advantage of that while running through them in slights, continually getting rid of the first card here. And we use slights for the explicit purpose of keeping the cards in order and making sure that they resolve because they're of combined value 10. We do this, and we actually have it so that, like, 6 combos, if you use them twice, if you get rid of the first card in each combo for real, then you'll have a third reload of 4 combos if you use them just right. But the High Potion is a card we got from Cloud, and it reloads the attack cards that we would normally lose in the slights. So it gives us some extra mileage here.
That was a good Riku fight.
Yeah, I mean, those are pretty standard, but yeah, it was good nonetheless.
We
That
fight
Riku can't
Riku-
even use slights, so...
Yeah, we fight him 4 times, so he gets harder.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yep.
Do you know someone called John DeVivo?
I do know someone called John DeVito.
Because Ghost Wheelie's dog just donated $6 and said, John DeVivo is watching this run.
All right.
One of the other cool things now that we have Overdrive and Berserk is you'll start to see those two combined in some of the longer fights. So even if you take some damage during, the early parts of the fight, it kind of just helps you stay or get into that Berserk area.
Yeah, you get, like, part of the calculus in the later Rikus when he has 3 bars of health, and we have to worry about that, is, we use Overdrive and start taking damage throughout the fight in this almost dance-like fashion, where we hit Flashing Red just as we're done with the Overdrive, and then we start Berserking in.
Yeah, because Overdrive does only last for 30 attack cards? I
Yeah,
think?
30 attack cards, which is like a reload and a half of our deck.
Right. Now, I noticed you're not using the basic potion anymore when you're reloading your deck now, right? You're
Yeah,
using a
because
high potion?
it doesn't give you the cards you lost in slights.
Right.
So
So getting those back, and you also still get premium cards back too, right? Which could
Yeah.
potentially matter a little bit.
I mean, we could extend the life of this deck by like buying more high potions from removal packs, but we have neither the need nor the points to take those kind of strats. We'll just take the Mega Potion from Riku 3 when he gives it to us, or yeah, I think it's Riku 3. It's one of those guys.
You can use the elixir you get from Boo. Just saying.
It's true. And we used to back when we had more slight-focused boss strats.
That was one of those rooms where the door was kind of hiding behind.
The door was hiding, and so was the Heartless, you
That
know.
was cool.
It was a weird confluence there. All right, so Ursula, we're also going to Berserk, and it's going to be quite scary. So keep your eyes peeled.
Since I was asked to give a quick update, I will. Right now, the character bid war for Birth by Sleep stands at Terra at $160, Aqua at $55, and Ventus lagging in 3rd place with 35.
Oh, well, Ventus should be at least in 2nd, and I know he wants it higher than Terra for sure. But, I mean, that being said, keep donating for Terra.
Yeah.
Now we're going to hit her face and the next tentacle at the same time. It's really cool. When you hit her face, she'll use the... Oh, it doesn't matter. We got the trick card. Cool. But she'll use an attack card to slap her tentacle up at you, and that makes Berserk strats very dangerous most of the time.
I always found this fight really weird.
But
You just-
stalking them like this is very, very useful if we do it in this manner.
She like wanders off all the time off screen. It's like really annoying.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look at that health bar, man.
But yeah, like, isn't this run so cool how you can just casually be on low health and be totally okay because you have card control? I don't know. I love it.
That is the kind of thing that takes a lot of experience of playing the game and understanding how the combat system works to
Yeah.
be able to be sure that you're not gonna just get randomly killed.
Yeah.
Though it can still happen in some of the later fights.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally always like one card break away from just getting murdered.
And to quote chat, that beeping is absolutely not annoying at all.
No.
Nope.
So now Riku's picked up a new trick. It's called Dark Firaga. It's very easy to dodge. It's not very much of a threat.
Unfortunately, dodge rolling in this game is because it's on the Game Boy Advance, and there's only so many buttons on it. You have to double tap left or right in order to activate dodge roll. So it's a bit tricky to pull off with timing sometimes.
Riku 3, as far as I can tell, is not discernibly different from Riku 2, but Riku 4 gains a special set of tricks. He gets Dark Aura, which is basically an instant kill if it's allowed to resolve, so you got to keep zeros in the hole for that. But that's not even the important part. The really important part for Riku 4 is his 3rd bar of health, which makes this strat not viable.
And that is one of those fights we'll be getting into Berserk on after Overdrive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So leveling up the HP a little bit more now. Just
Yeah, we want to get to 170 before Riku 4. That's the dance I kind of like to play on like personally.
Yeah, it's one of those catch-22s where you don't want your HP to be too low because you still want to, you know, be a little bit safe, and you don't want it to be too high because you want to be able to get into Berserk range fairly quickly. And you'll notice we're never leveling up slates.
The problem is with slights is that you have to you
They're
always
fixed damage no matter what the
Yeah.
attack cards that compose them are. So
Yeah.
even if you have Ultima weapons making up your sliding dash, it's like still an early game slight, so it doesn't really do much for you.
and they're all pretty crappy anyway.
Just a quick request, since we've had some people tune in a little bit late, and a lot
Sure.
of people are wondering why OC is holding a calculator.
He's just keeping track of the map cards I've been collecting over the course of the run.
Or so we think he
I mean,
is.
I don't really need such assistance until the very end of the game, but it's very nice to have it if he can continue to keep his focus throughout. I'm burning through these really quickly
Yeah,
here.
he is actually. It's usually the most difficult to actually keep up when you get to a door and it's requiring like multiple cards. To
Yeah,
get through,
I
and you
just spam them without thinking,
How?
you know.
What? How did you hit that red Nocturne?
No, these hitboxes in the overworld
They're
are
insane.
janky.
Yeah. I mean, like right there, that was a 4, so -4.
Okay.
I thought you were going to hit the shadow on the opposite side of the room.
It's kind of an interesting experience. Usually, it's kind of like I'm looking at him. Okay, he burned through them so quickly, so he probably did some multiplayer thing, like if it was 30. Oh, he must have used like 5 6s.
I'll do this. It's a slower room, but it's not as slow as the Sleeping Darkness.
I got a $20 donation from Aeon Frodo saying, "This is an awesome run so far, Ghost. I played GBA Com when I was so much."
Love this game. Continue, sorry.
No. Played GBA Com so much when I was a kid. It's great to see the speed run shown off in a marathon. Good luck for the rest of the run. My donation is going towards the Xenoblade Chronicles English voice acting because I'm really feeling it. And that actually kind of broke the English voice acting ahead. It is now $5 ahead. English is on $55 and Japanese is on $50. So if you're a fan of the Japanese voice acting, you're going to be down about $5 right now.
I can't believe you dodged every enemy in that room, and the last one decided to troll you.
There's nothing you can do about it if he just decides to park his butt in
Oh,
front of the door.
come on, Nocturne, really? Okay, that's a 1.
Okay, give me the Sleeping
Yeah,
Darkness.
that 1 equals that it showed up there. Pretty obviously. Just
I'm confident
means
my
you have to use
I'm confident I changed the deck here, by the way, to the Raids deck. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hook is mean, but Hook is, unlike in KH1, we actually like Hook's ship here because it tilts him down into 4 and 5 hits raids, as it just did right there.
And is he weak to fire?
He is weak to fire in addition to being weak to boosted raids as a general statement.
Oof.
Oh, but
The
he
ship
has all
is not
zeros
helping
out.
you.
So we have the Parasite Cage in our deck to deal with that. Breaking those enemy cards, getting that niche Utah there.
Yeah.
Breaking the combo and presence important here.
Stop dancing around.
Yeah, he's
he's
kind of
being a
trolling me at
real
the end
jerk.
here, but this is kind of an average Hook fight. He can be a lot worse if he starts jumping in your face all the time. There's like a weird distance you have to be for him to jump further away from you as opposed to closer than you.
That was still more interesting than the 3 Firagas it would have been in Recon.
But yeah, does Hook ship tilt in Recom? I forget.
No. Nothing happens in that fight. You just walk up and press triangle, man.
And in Recom, the raids don't even work the way you want them to, because they just hit once and then they never take the damage from it on the backswing even.
Yeah.
What's even the point? All right, so you donated for it. Let's see it.
There we
Winnie
go.
the Pooh is, absent-minded, And he's even more forgetful in this game because of the plot. He's incapable of doing anything on his own, including eating, and he's got to be coddled all the way to the end of this stage. This is Press R the game. And while it's better than any Winnie the Pooh minigame in any of the other KH games, it's still quite
debatable.
Okay, Pooh, no, don't go for the honey,
No,
Pooh.
it's almost better to get him to the honey, just so that he gets it over with. He's going to be fighting me on this the whole way if he doesn't get to drink it. You ready to go now, Pooh? The only thing you can do in this game is press R to, change the direction he feels like going.
Dude, come on.
For the record, he could be blowing by all this. You people donated
We
for
could
this.
have abandoned him. We could have left him to die, but
Ghost is just sitting there like, you did this to me.
you saved the animals.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of you could teach Pooh to you could give Pooh honey, but you can't teach Pooh to get his own honey because he'll forget it eventually.
Eventually, that's a stretch.
All right, got some balloons here.
We're gonna get his balloons right. We're gonna get the chain balloons right here, the prime strats. Go ahead.
Fine.
You can
fine.
take this one, Pooh. You also, when you get these Moogle points, they're like the laggiest Moogle points in the whole game. I don't know why this happens, but even when you're just running through, you can't help but go through these Moogle points.
All right, chain balloons.
Yeah, you can't screw up balloons, Pooh. They're riding for you. Yeah, go ahead, get them. You can also hit these flowers and get more Moogle points. These aren't 4 Moogle points like the usual small ones, though. These are just 1 apiece.
Oh, jeez. 100 acre wood.
He's got to think about something, though. He's real pensive.
Come on, dude. You can make it.
And for the 100% run, and as a kid, you want to complete the journal, you have to complete a lot of these little side quests for Pooh. And you see Tigger doing this. You got to go, jump on these 4 stumps in exactly the way Tigger's doing. And I just didn't even have any confidence as a kid that I could get Pooh to sit on one of these stumps and actually jump from one to the next. Are you stuck?
Yeah, I think he was stuck for a little bit.
Get out of there, Pooh, The world's this way.
What a speed run, dude.
Get it, look at these. These are butterflies. I can't believe the holes are faster. It's just something I never would have believed as a kid. No, we can get him away from this honey. We're far enough. Come on, Pooh. Fight the power. You can quit.
But he doesn't care at all about Eeyore.
Nope. But yeah, you can do all these, and there's one slight in this game that's so impossible to figure out as a kid, and even GameFAQs didn't have a good explanation. It's you have to get Rabbit to talk to you, and for that to happen, and for you to get the Synchro Slate, you have to get into his wagon at the beginning of the stage, get all of these little twigs down with your Keyblade. Actually, he probably needs to eat the honey.
Dude, you're dying.
What now?
Eat it.
But after that, if you do both of those things and you stand in a very, very precise spot on the field, cabbages will start rolling down and you'll have to whack them with your Keyblade, putting them into a little pile on the side. You have to keep doing this until you get 11 cabbages, and then Rabbit will thank you and give you the Synchro Slate. This slate sets every enemy's HP to the HP value of the guy you're targeting, which is really, really cool. And I was like, man, we can do this in the speedrun. We can set Marluxia 2's HP to the HP of his flowers, or Maleficent's HP to the HP of the little fire she spawns. But nah, it doesn't work. They're guarded against it. It's just so anticlimactic.
This game has
Oh my
cloud
God.
strife.
We're here.
Yeah, we're
We've
here.
Done it.
Pooh's at the end. We're done. I hope that was...
Thank you for
We even
donating.
got Bambi for our trouble.
Wow.
All right, let's enjoy the best.
Did you even get the elixir? Or did you just
No,
blow by?
I blew by it.
Nope.
Okay, so we have, I think, 4 fires, so we are kind of... We got to stand the proper distance.
This guy laughs like a chick.
The reason I don't throw these right away, because he can move anytime he wants. He's very lazy about it and very deliberate. But if you break him, then it's no problem. All right, we should be good, as long as he doesn't troll me real hard. Oh, all right.
okay.
We got 2 5 hit rates, so we're good. Vexen 1 can go poorly if the wrong things happen. That was a very nice fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, because again, once he used that last fire raid, he would have had.
I had no damage left in the deck.
He would have had everything stocked up for blizzard raids, so he would have had to kind of pick out his keyblades, and on top of that, I think you have to break the shield if you do it that way.
You have to get
not?
behind him. You don't break a shield.
Okay.
Like, the shield is impervious to everything.
All right.
And, like, you may think, man, why do you even, like, slowly get those fires in the Moogle room and do that strat for Vexen? Isn't it, like, a little faster to try and do a slower strat for Vexen and skip all that Moogle room resetting? I might agree, except for the fact that we have a second Vexen fight coming right up here. And also, the fires help us out against Maleficent and such.
And because you got, like, 5 red Nocturne drops, so why not?
We don't even use them, man.
I know, but you got them.
This looks like it could be sequel bait.
Yeah, I mean, so normally you have 3 plot doors, but in this world specifically, you get only 1 because the organization is trying to cover this up. You've seen too much if you go to Twilight Town.
Yeah, Twilight Town.
I don't even know what I used there.
Yeah, I didn't even see what you used either.
I think it was a 3 or a
It-
2.
It looked like a 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Good job, Hobbs. Those are some sharp eyes.
It was
Yeah,
a 2
was
or
a
a 3,
It was
yeah.
a 2 because you
It
can
was the
see
third
that.
slot,
Yeah,
yeah.
Now, you say sequel bait. This came out before Kingdom Hearts 2
it
or
did.
after?
Yes,
Okay.
it came before Kingdom Hearts. It was the teaser.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 makes a little more sense if you play this one first. And I say a little.
Little.
Yeah. I mean, this game is meant to Metroid your Kingdom Hearts series. Like they literally designed it so that you lose all your memories, you lose all your skills, and can start Kingdom Hearts 2 with no abilities.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
had to use 1 above 5, 1 below 5, and a blue card there that can't be the blue one.
Very, very careful.
I got $5 from Cosmic the Dolphin. He says, unlike
Hey.
Aeon, I never beat this game as a kid. I had insufficient patience. Good job, Ghost, on being more patient than I. See everybody on Tuesday.
We can be more aggressive on this
Please get
Vexen because
here
we have the
alive.
second reload. The first Vexen gave us Mega Ether, which lets us get our lost magic cards and slides back.
A couple of 4 hits and a 5-hit raid so far. so
Ice Burn is kind of annoying because, like, if the ground is like ice in places where you would optimally raid, you kind of have to make him go different places or just break the Ice Burn. But that was pretty sweet.
Pretty solid.
He didn't have to use auto life there either, which gives him HP for like 1 or 2 more raids. But we packed the Parasite Cage for that too. 150, ain't bad. Never forget Riku 3. This boss can kind of jump you. You were using the same deck against Vexen and Hook for a little while, and then you come out and it's Riku 3 again.
Forgetting to switch decks is one of the easiest things to do in these runs because you start to get so caught up in all your map cards and everything, and then suddenly you have the wrong deck on.
Yeah, most casual players will often make like this is my Heartless fighting deck to get through, and this is my boss fight deck.
You may see me jumping in Riku and such. This is so that I can preserve combo order. I was talking about how like the damage of the combo, the piece of the combo is dependent on like the animation and not the actual, like whether it's first or second hit of the strike, etc. If you jump, you preserve animation order. Riku's really annoying when he tries to reload. This is actually pretty low damage for right now. We've missed a lot running it into his slights and just whiffing in the air. This was a bit risky too. We'll be fine. We've got a reload or 2 left in us. You get to see what happens when I go to the last card. You have to make a little adjustment where I do this.
Yeah, and that was because he didn't get those slight cards, the cards that were at the beginning of the slights back.
Not this time, at least.
Nice. Okay.
All right, good job.
Good fight.
And now, assuming it's the same as Recom, any of those bosses that you fight multiple times, the later ones that you fight end up getting more 0 cards and
Oh yeah, their
and
decks get
use
better.
slights a lot more.
Like,
and stuff,
Riku
so.
3 probably has a better deck than Riku 2, but he doesn't have any new techniques and he doesn't have another health bar, so I don't really consider him very distinct.
Riku 4 on the other hand.
Yeah, Riku
All
4
right.
and Larxene 2 have a lot of zeros.
So OC's
specifically.
lost a bit of count, so I'm going to do my own count. I got to make sure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Speaking of, I've got a $25 donation from Glenn Frost. It says, I'm glad we've got math percent going
15,
on
16,
since
or
Final
15.
Fantasy Tactics is no math this time.
I had 19
7,
over here.
21, 28, 37, 51, 58, 82, 91, 99. Okay. We're pretty
Masters
good.
in mathematics, everybody.
Yeah. So I'm about a little 20 over because whenever I wasn't sure to take away from something, I just left it as is.
You should see 15 low cards and 99-ish value of high cards.
I got 12 low cards.
And what about high cards? Am I right?
119.
Okay, so maybe you didn't remove as many as you should have, because I still think I'm right here. We're looking for about 20 low cards and about 150 value of map cards to go into the end game here. And we just got another one right there. So, yeah, we're just going to keep track of this. This is the last grind session of the game. Then we're going to blaze through the final boss gauntlets, and it's going to be epic. So that's 104. And the metric I do is I add up the low cards and I add up the values of the high cards just to be a little more efficient.
There it is.
Yeah.
We could have used that earlier.
No, actually we couldn't have. This is
No?
exactly the time.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
just in time
Yeah.
here.
I meant more of getting it earlier,
Yeah.
just to not have to worry about it.
Nah,
Nah, just
we're good.
Well, this is perfect timing for it.
111?
Yep.
So the Xenoblade Chronicles English voice acting is pulling away slightly after a $25 donation from Magna, saying keep up the good work. I'm donating towards the Xenoblade with English voice acting because rain times are good times. And that makes Xenoblade Chronicles with the English voice acting being at
I have other
$80
choose.
as opposed to the Japanese at $50. Then I
Back to
had
15.
D-Wins donating $13,
Hey.
saying card games for Nami. And they put their $13 towards level 1 critical fight no heart at level 1. So that will be
D-Wins?
happening during Birth by Sleep.
121.
D-Wins is probably the most prolific recom runner. And I believe, has he done some GBA com?
I don't think so. Not to my recollection. But we've talked a lot about RECom. He's a good guy. I should have mentioned in my shout out earlier along with the other RECom runners. But, you know, shout outs to D-Wins. Great dude right there. Oh, and Blade Shard. He was running Riku for a while.
Oh, yeah. He was actually working on a TAS. Because there actually is a TAS of this game, although I don't think it's like quite optimal or anything like that.
No,
But-
it is pretty much. I routed it.
Okay,
Like,
it's I didn't know if it had changed or something. Yeah, but one of the best things I think of watching the TAS of this game is watching the deck editing, watching all
just-
the
it
menuing
blazes.
because it is insane. Go, you can find it on YouTube. Just search for the TAS.
135.
I think
Chain
we're
of
at-
Memories.
I thought we were at 131, but that's what I'm going to keep it at.
You need to listen to the math major.
I just saw back-to-back 5.
Because I haven't been keeping track at all. I'm useless.
137. We're getting a lot of the high cards we need, which I didn't expect. Like, you can definitely lose out on these. We may only need, like, one more Teaming Darkness to move out to the end.
Yeah, I'm in the end. Holy crap. And that's the one thing about when we get to the end, we've reached
16.
the final boss gauntlet. That's some of the toughest fights in this game, and it really just goes to show how risky and how optimized Ghostwheel's deck is.
A lot of Berserk strats in the end, and
Oh, that's cool.
a lot of being very close to dying.
Oh, so close to dying.
Love you, Dor. Work exactly what I was.
It's what makes this game really tense, because like for the most part he's not always like looking at the enemy, he's looking at the top of the screen where the stock card totals
Yeah,
are
I'm looking at
visibly.
their slight cards. I'm looking at my cards. I'm looking at their cards. I'm looking at the card in the middle, you know.
Yeah, that's
And-
actually how
and-
this game kind of fools you casually. Is you really don't really want to look much at the enemy. You want to look at everything else on the
The
screen.
movement is basically instinctual. You know,
Yeah.
you feel it in the back of your eye.
Yeah, it's just a lot to take in and think on the fly.
Yeah. So if you want to end up going back to this game casually, look at the numbers and just be ready to break any amount.
Oh, I need a little more because the combat I'm going to use in Destiny Islands is a high value, so it doesn't get to go to the other doors. But this should be fine. There's no way I don't get enough after this teaming.
All right, yeah, you want to use it because you want Judgment.
Yes, Judgment.
And what is Judgment?
Judgment's basically Arrow Raid, and instead of doing like a wind effect and you toss out in the same way, it's like a homing attack. But it has weird properties that we used to abuse a lot more in the old route, but it still gets some play against Darkseid today. It basically homes in, and it goes away after it's traveled a certain distance, but it like has the disposition to want to move in a figure 8 all the time and only hit people 4 times. So like if you get below them and you knock them in just the right way, you can hit them in this oval fashion where the Judgment keeps chasing them. We call it the Judgment glitch. You hit them 8 times. And on Darkseid in particular, Judgment just goes straight at the face and gets caught in the corner and hits him 8 times.
And Judgment, Darkseid being just a really tall boss in general.
Gotta have more enemy cards to finish it out.
Like, the main thing about Darkseid that sucks so much is how much health he has and how stupid his pattern is. He doesn't really have any weaknesses either, and his head's just kind of up there. It's really just a boring slugfest, and it's even worse in Riku. Actually, no, it's not that much worse in Riku because they lower his health, but it's still pretty bad.
Even the developers understand this is dumb. Let's make it a little easier for you.
It's a metaphorical fight anyway. Should have replaced it with Zexion. Just cut the cord.
That's a way to put it.
Well, we're almost done with this grinding here. If you want to get any last few plugs in or anything.
Yeah,
like
we're
that.
gonna be talking a lot
no
after this.
problem. We've got a donation that's come in for the English voice acting in Xenoblade Chronicles. Another anonymous $25 just says, "I'm really feeling RPG Limit Break."
We're feeling you too. Anonymous.
We're feeling you too. So yeah, the English voice acting is over double Japanese right now. So if you Japanese fans out there, you got to get your skates on.
I don't think we have enough low cards, so I'm going to do this just to be real safe. Continue.
Yeah, if you guys want to get a catch up on the Setsuna name, it's still I Am the Law. Yep. Yep. And we are still quite a ways away from fighting the final form of Samsara. We're still at $30 out of 500 there. So if you want to start donating towards that, because I Am Setsuna is the very next run after Kingdom Hearts. So let's get some support in for those guys as we pass it along.
I am the law.
I wonder what you were doing there for a second.
All right, so we're done with the grind.
Yeah, my Stallone's not very good. But
Oh, I thought it was OC.
I just want to hear freaking Takazi try to do that voice.
I think we all do, actually.
another thing that can get beginner runners in this game is this next plot door coming up. We're going to need a 2 equals and an 8 equals. The 2s and 8s are both 5% defined, and, you know, it's just if you miss it, you live with that for the rest of your run. You know, you have to go back and find them. You hang your head in shame when you make a mistake like that, because there's so much in this game that's out of your control that when you lose to something that's in your control,
Well, to be fair, it's not like a casual first 10 player is going to be like know what doors is going to come up.
No, but I'm talking about speedrunners. You know, like if you're a first-time speedrunner.
All right, fair.
They fixed a lot of things in Recom with, making it easier to get a lot of different values and stuff. But they also, took away a lot of the varied gameplay, which was very unfortunate.
It's just the stuff that they made specifically to make it work on the GBA versus literally taking the KH1 engine and applying the chain of memories rule set.
I don't know. It's pretty easy to have a Zen philosophy when it comes to RNG, because if it weren't this, it'd be something else, right? If it were like, if I got everything I wanted right now, then I'd be going for everything I was greedy for in another life. So you can't really take it too hard.
I can put the calculator down, by the way. Yes.
Yes, you can.
I'm going to practice for our multiplayer.
I'm glad we ran into this encounter because I'm so tired. I would have forgotten to change decks before.
I am not going to lose that easily.
I guess since we are running into this, kind of boss rush real quick.
This is going to be very awkward. We need to make sure that we don't have ones or premium cards in our first couple combos. That's starting to get to be real tight.
Why is that exactly?
Because our pull in the first part of the run was pretty bad.
No, why do you not want the ones?
Because we want to use combos consistently against Darkseid, and we're not sliding them, and we're not using high potions to help us. We don't even get to use that to help, so we're just going to deal with this awkwardness.
What do I even have to work with? But yeah, I think it's worth kind of bringing up in case you came in halfway through the run or something. Watch for, in all of these last final bosses, the way the combat works in this game, your enemy plays a card, you play a card, but there can only be one card on the field at a time. And you play your cards in real time. So if your enemy played a card first and you play a card of higher value, you break them. If you played one and they play one of higher value, they break you. And a break introduces a small stun and gives you the opportunity to hit your enemy. So he'll be doing that kind of thing a lot. And he'll also be getting into low health to do extra damage via the Berserk ability.
Yeah. The other thing he wants to try to avoid too is if the two cards clash on their exact same value, they just neutralize each other and your card's wasted.
All right, so here we're employing the patented overdrive into Berserk strategy, where we hit him with every single one of our combos in overdrive and then hit him in Berserk after taking enough damage.
You'll see that he's charging up that, his deck reload, not all the way, but most of the way a lot of the time here, and that's just so that he's doing that when he has more downtime. So that way when he does want to reload it, it's an instant charge.
We're going to take damage from the hand here. We need it. Talk to the hand, baby. This is a little awkward. We're not getting as much as we want. Okay.
Three more cards left.
We need
in
more
that
Berserk.
overdrive.
Give me the 2 balls. Yeah, 2 balls.
So now he's going to finish out that overdrive and go into Berserk right now. Gives him 30 attack cards in Berserk, which are going to deal a lot more damage. And hopefully to Darkseid and not the Shadows.
Yeah, that was rude.
But now obviously you can see with the health in the top left, he's got
Darkseid's got a
careful
fixed pattern, by the way. We know exactly what's going to happen, which is what makes this fight so boring. He'll first, he'll throw the balls, he'll punch to the ground, he'll throw more balls, he'll punch the ground again. But this time it's, you can deal damage to him.
And again, using those zeros to break Darkseid to stop the attack he's trying to use to push him into a different one.
All right, 8 tier is pretty good. Okay. Whoa, we don't have judgment. Okay.
Oh yeah, you didn't actually use the calm bounty, did you?
No, we didn't. That's awkward.
It's gonna get weird.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to hack at him.
Yeah, so doing a lot less damage now because he doesn't have Berserk anymore after using the 30 attack cards.
Well, that's the first major mistake of the run. I'll take it.
If you're gonna make one that's, certainly not near as bad as doing something like using the 1 blue. Alright.
There we go.
Fought it out there in the end.
It's not that big a deal, but it's nice enough that it's worth saving the calm bounty for, and getting judgment. But I'm gonna need serious time for these next couple of fights because they're gonna be really awesome.
And then you don't need judgment anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
So we're not gonna go back and get it.
Mm-hmm. That means you got one more high value that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, that's true.
Real important that we see this cutscene.
Yeah, real important.
Yep.
We're breaking free of the spell, but we still kind of believe anyway because we're dumb. That's the
He's a
story of this
kid.
game.
Give him a break.
I don't care if they're fake memories. They're my memories.
All right, I'm ready to lose horribly to you.
I'll get one more donation in while you're setting up. Is that good?
Yep.
All right. I have $10 from Sonic Shadow Silver 2252, who says, "Hey everyone, I'm really feeling this Deathless run so far." Oh, famous last words. After all, the Heartless and Organization 13 are a bunch of jokers. Good luck with the run, Ghostwheel.
Thank you, Sonic Shadow Silver.
All right, so this is the gauntlet. This is comprised of Riku 4, which Riku 4, this is when the game
That's a
just
jerk.
kind of just says, all right, training wheels are off. Let me show you how it's done, kid.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
we're getting stun locked. This is not usual.
You want to take damage in this fight, but not this much this quickly. Oh, no.
Ooh.
It's okay.
Jeez.
I believe.
Okay. He's going to basically have to do the rest of this without getting hit, I think.
Pretty
Yeah,
much
that's
it.
pretty much right.
Yep,
Oh.
okay.
That was Dark Aura there, so really the biggest move that you have to
That
watch out
dodge
for.
was well timed.
Ooh, the
Oh,
tie.
wow, the tie. Tie and slides is actually pretty, you don't see it often.
Definitely would die from any of these Dark Faragas if you weren't dodging them.
I die from anything.
Yeah.
No!
Oh!
We couldn't do anything about that. I'm sad, but it wasn't even my fault.
All right.
Like, seriously, thanks, Sonic.
That was very close, though. That was
Yeah.
awesome getting to watch the kind of the adaptations you had to make there. And now hopefully we'll see the perfect fight, because that's how Kingdom Hearts runs normally go.
See, when you actually look at that top card, you get to see it before it comes down here and becomes difficult to add. So I knew that 12 was bigger than that 11.
And he's got a 7, and he's going to try and use Dark Aura, in which case he can easily break.
Could have taken Berserk here. I didn't do that on his Dark Aura here.
Yeah, this is the move that you normally want to definitely avoid, but very advantageous for getting into crit health.
All right. Yeah, you can just see just how much more damage Berserk strats end up doing, but it's just so risky.
I see him
There
stuck.
we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I was a little worried he might try to zero you out right at the end.
No, that was a Dark Aura he was stalking, so
Yeah.
we're okay. We're going to take HP, though,
All right.
going to Larks. Man, this deck is so bad for this call. It's really scary when you have to run with a deck like this.
Yeah, knowing that you're going to have to cancel almost every slight with a 0 instead of being able to actually use some of your own. Not always fun.
We're going to start with Riku's enemy card, Slight Lock. Basically just let me get a few more combos in. This has a dampening effect that lets me time when Larxene goes to lower than half health. So that I have overdrive for longer, and that phase of her fight is less problematic.
Yeah, Larxene is like
Evil.
Evil. She's incredibly fast. She has a lot of attacks that just chain into other attacks.
And a lot of zeros, too, to be able to block you pretty...
And Teleport Rush,
break you
you
pretty
know,
easily.
she got a new trick. Now she starts using Lightning Bolt, we're going to have to dodge roll that and start zeroing Teleport Rushes. It's a good thing to break.
– 13 cards left in overdrive means that he's going to want to be getting into crit health pretty soon.
Please. Goofy, just get in there, Goofy.
Goofy tried. All right. Now he's gonna try and set up some berserk here. And
Crit help there, but
yep, there we go.
I was a bit worried it might have been the berserk bug.
Yeah, you don't get that on this health usually.
At
That was
least-
a lot of damage though.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Lark
God.
Scene is a tough one.
Yeah, it's just card break after card break after card break.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna kill.
Oh.
Stupid gauntlet.
Thanks again, Sonic.
All right, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, these last fights are brutal. Especially due to the nature of not going low on health until the end of the fight. Means they're generally a big time loss if they decide to be jerks.
It doesn't help that the value of his cards is just really low on
Yeah.
average.
We play around this and we try to be good enough that it works out for us most of the time, but can't win them all.
Yeah. This is also, of course, like where the combat mechanics become a lot more punishing if you haven't learned them throughout the run. So this is totally what sets a runner like Ghostwheel away from someone who might not be as familiar with the run.
Yeah, I don't think anybody currently comes close to Ghost level, Ghost skill level.
Believe.
Did you throw that potion with nothing?
No, I threw it with 2 cards in the hole on Larxine's end.
Okay.
That was the scary part.
Okay.
All right, nearly there. He's not even going berserk yet because he knows he's gonna probably take enough damage here.
And he got a lot of good damage in this time
All right.
in the earlier phases.
Wow.
Hit me. We're gonna end this in Berserk.
Oh,
Not quite berserk,
hit him one more time.
but don't kill him.
We don't want that.
There we go.
Oh. All the
No.
whiffs.
No. Yes.
We're good.
Thank you.
We're gonna end this right.
With a horrendous beeping noise. I mean, wonderful beeping noise.
But yeah, Larkscene, Riku 4 and Larkscene 2 are some of the most tricky fights in the run. Would you say that they're the trickiest?
the
or
worst,
Still
yeah.
Marluxia? Okay.
Larxene specifically is the worst.
Yeah.
This is the fights that I've typically see Ghost practicing the most right before he does a full run, because it is the worst feeling in the world to like go through all the map card grinding, getting the 1 blue, getting everything you need, and just dying at the very end of the gauntlet.
All right. I guess we can put the 5th Blizzard in. It's dicey, but we can take care of this. Actually, take care of most of this. And add in.
Remember, you don't have Judgment. Isn't that still a Judgment Slate?
No, we don't
okay.
care.
Okay.
The other Rhapsodies.
All right, he's getting ready to fight Axel too, hence the blizzards.
Yeah.
And just like before, Axel is weak to ice spells.
But first, we got to move through Castle Oblivion.
Yep. Oh boy, you got Trinity Limit.
And, you know, maybe we'll use it on the final boss, maybe we won't. Depends on how Rudy's feeling that day.
And if it's like Recom, then this is actually the biggest world in terms of. Like,
No,
the
yeah,
rooms
we
you
got
have
a
to go through.
lot of
You have to
stuff
go
to
through,
chew here,
I think,
chew through right here.
14 rooms.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we got to do a lot of running and having to,
Evading.
avoid enemies here, and specifically trying to use cards that are going to be small. And a couple cutscenes along the way, for good measure.
Well, it is a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, we saved all our zeros for this moment, basically, because if we have enough zeros, we can keep chaining low cards without having to go all the way up to 9. It's very, very useful.
It's really nice when you get so many zeros that you can just spam zeros sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Good feeling. It's always proper to leave like 1 0 at the end, though, so that you can finish the game no matter what happens.
Definitely. And we're also coming up really soon on everybody's favorite door.
Oh, yeah. Best door in the game right here. Unquestionable. Actually, yeah, we don't have a lot of these low cards. We have 1 0 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're just gonna keep using zeros. That's our plan. Cause why not?
Well, if you're, if you calculate it, you'll like have barely any map cards left.
And like having too many map cards is a real problem too, because it's like 10 seconds a map card. You can just waste minutes by being too conservative.
Yeah. Optimally, you obviously don't want to have any left over optimally, but
that's a little tricky.
Yeah, small buffer.
I'm usually pretty content with 1 to 2 map cards left over.
In which case, 1 to 2, it's variance.
A little bit more running. And then the main thing with Axel too is obviously you can't use the fire deck, so you saw him building Blizzard. He is weak to ice, and those Blizzard boosts are going to come in handy.
Yeah, he's also gotten a little bit.
Here we go. One blue.
1 3.
And 99 map cards, so get ready to watch him spam a lot of high value cards.
This door sucks.
This door is one of the reasons you have to do so much grinding.
We went over, but
yeah.
Better to play it safe.
Yeah.
I'm not farming Castle Oblivion encounters in this marathon. That's just...
Castle Oblivion is one of the worst ones to have to farm in.
Sometimes,
oh, good. He used the right one.
Yeah, it's very important that Axel...
Use fire boost instead of quick hit recovery here. Quick hit recovery basically turns 4 hit raids into 2 hit raids. Okay, still works.
He also is a lot faster. He loves teleporting around like this.
Ooh, we turned around nicely. I didn't think
for
we
a
were
second there, I thought you were going to aim left. Ooh, was that a 4?
No, it was 4.
No, it was 4. It was just a quick 4. But again, yeah, keeping that spacing is, to be exactly what he wants is.
Yeah, this was a solid fight.
That was really good.
Nice.
Like, the danger with Axel isn't even in, like, okay, you want to have high-value Blizzard raids so you can actually break his stuff. That's the only way you deal damage to him. But also, like, he can just randomly come in and deal, like, half your life bar if he feels like it. He's just very fickle sometimes.
Yeah.
When I lose a run to Axel, I don't expect it. And it's like, after you get through the gauntlet, if you don't die in the gauntlet, if Axel kills you, that gets you real salty.
And it looks real easy when it goes perfectly. But, like you said, he could take away all of your health pretty quickly. So now we're on to Marluxia.
Yep. The final boss?
Yep.
Yeah, Marluxia is Marluxia 1 and 2, right? There's the 2 phases.
Yeah.
And in Recon,
The first phase is way, way harder than the second phase.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is the real final boss right here.
Yep.
This is mostly because the first phase actually has a deck, and the second phase is a Heartless type boss. But
yeah, and for those of you more familiar with Recon, it's the same way, but they added a Marluxia 3 third phase to the boss. That is
that's the only Heartless type boss capable of using slights.
Yeah.
Now, his slights are not very intimidating. They can be easily dodged, but they take time. Marluxia is very, very aggressive, and we intend to exploit that by comboing in his face with things that are higher than his cards. That card we can't do anything about, but we're glad to see it get used early instead of killing us.
Look at that health.
Yeah, this guy's got a ton
The
of
yellow
HP.
attack is the most disgusting thing in this game.
Yeah, because remember, there's no equipment that he equips, any armor or nothing like that in this game at all. So
It's just
all it
cards.
is
It's
your
just kind of a
HP
Mexican
value.
standoff when he reloads. If we try to swing at him, he'll just juke out of the way. It's not even worth worrying about.
The timing to dodge this particular attack is not very obvious.
It's an audio cue. It's like da damage,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, let's believe. Let's do it.
Into Berserk.
I'm ready to go.
Here we go. So now he gets to do more damage, but at the cost of probably dying if he gets hit again.
We actually have the Berserk bug. I can't even believe it. Look at this.
Oh my god.
That would have been okay. Now we're out of it.
Okay. To recap for anyone who didn't catch it, if he's just barely in crit health, he won't actually get the Berserk effect. But now he's got it.
We need to use
so.
this item, please, Marluxia.
Yeah, so
Okay,
now
there
he's
we
doing
go.
a lot more damage.
Okay, final life bar.
Oh,
It's not the bad one. All right, Mexican standoff.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to just attack him right now. He wants to card break him more than anything else.
That's the bad one.
Oh.
Well, I thought I'd try to make it more entertaining. We'll
Thanks, Sonic.
we'll go for Berserk for a little less time in this one. Oh, press start too early to skip the cutscene. All right. Reverse order.
just a lot of focused dodging
Yeah.
is really what he can do here.
He's got double slate. We can just keep trying to aggressively break his stuff, but I'm just running it out. No need to worry about it. It's good space to reload into.
Jesus, these are getting really close. Like you're getting a shade of that kind of blade.
He went from using Slate Lock, now he's going to be using Overdrive again. 1.5 times the damage.
The upside of the yellow attack is he's really vulnerable after it's used.
It's important to note one thing Ghost is having to kind of keep track of is when he uses these, when Marluxia uses these slights, he needs to actually wait for the slight to completely finish before Ghost tries to punish him.
We can usually punish the slights easily, but like our value's really poor this time around. It's just something you have to play around, something you gotta do.
And some of the animations are a lot longer than they seem, and so the cards will stay on there longer. Ah, those zeros.
It's all right. We aren't getting punished by it yet.
Okay, no, we're not gonna quite finish him off with Overdrive,
Ooh.
but we might need to not even go to Berserk.
Oh.
One more.
That's how bad the Kingdom Key is, guys.
Yeah.
Literally no damage.
Nice.
That's a very stressful fight to go through, and it's like we took a death on all the stressful fights that we could have. I was hoping to avoid those, but it was also kind of part of the deal that we're taking these risky strats in a marathon with poor decks sometimes.
We were able to kind of avoid some of the grinding earlier, though. So kind of paid, that trade-off.
Yeah, I mean, he could have, tried to go for some more Moogle points, maybe open another Moogle
4,
room.
5, 6,
But no, he's just
7,
making this
8,
work.
9.
All right, he's building his final deck because he is going right into the next, the final form of Marluxia.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh.
6, 7.
Organization members have some of the weirdest fights, I swear.
9.
Like final forms.
While
yeah.
you're building your deck, I just want to say thank you to the Burning Hunter for $10. He said, "Hi again, guys. It was a great attempt at Deathless Ghostwheel. It's not much, but here's 10 to whatever you choose."
All right, get it to Terra, man. Thank you.
All right, final battle. Let's go. We're going to be doing this mainly with the Blizzard and Fire raids.
Yeah, and we basically modified our original deck to be compatible with the raids deck, and like we're gonna use the raids in this first part Sorry, we still got the damage in. Because it's consistent damage on both of the limbs. You just get those hits in. And you don't really get that with combos because they're skew. So even though he resists fire, we get these 9 boosted raids, exactly enough for Maleficent. Works out for Marluxia too as well. Marluxia 2 is a Heartless type boss. His attack patterns are predictable, just like Darkseid. And he lags the game like nobody's business. But, you know, he's very easy to exploit, and once we get to low health, we're going to start doing our same overdrive into Berserk strats we've been championing this whole game.
And remember, time's going to be coming up fairly soon, but Ghost will call it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to break that.
Now that he's reloaded, Blizzard Boost is gone, which is perfect because he doesn't have any more Blizzards.
We take some damage just to get in Berserk here, you know, standard stuff. He's going to do this, and actually, casually, you want to jump on his back. You do not jump on his back in a speedrun. You wait for him to do this, you're going to go all out card breaking him. Break, and then he's vulnerable for a certain period of time, during which we jam a combo into his face. The only counter to this is his lag, and maybe in this spot, being fast enough with a flower to hit me here. We get 6 hits in, works out perfectly.
He's down to about a bar and a half left now.
Not even taking that chance.
Yeah, only 4 more attacks on this Berserk, so I imagine.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to Overdrive. We might use it for this first combo because we have the thing. There's no reason not to.
So kind of doing it in reverse order from some of the other bosses where you would Overdrive into Berserk.
Because we got the health early on.
Yeah, just look at that lag. It's
where's my...
Get him, Goof!
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
We used our 3rd potion there because, oh my god. That was another major mistake. We got to do that again because we couldn't just reload normally on that back phase. We had to use the potion that we had to use there.
You don't need to edit the deck again?
No, I don't. It saves it. Yeah. Well, that's just silly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We're still going to be way underestimate, though. we planned for a lot of bad things to happen in this run. There wasn't a good way to reload. Those flowers were just going to be really oppressive, I could tell.
And unfortunately, just reloading like that, you have to stand still. There is an enemy card that lets you reload
in motion.
In motion, but
we obviously didn't pick it up. You also get like 4 move slot syndrome with your enemy cards here. You only get to have 1 art at a time, so you usually want your enemy cards in the run to be damage.
Yeah, offensive base. Oh, you're getting shot.
That guy usually dies by this point. We're not gonna screw around. We're gonna take the damage afterwards.
Yeah, and that last step just kind of goes to show like how powerful the item cards can be, especially when you're using a deck that's based around a lot of attack cards.
Just not even gonna worry about it. So overdrive it up. Let's take it on this.
All right, Berserk time.
Should hopefully be finishing him out in this last Berserk phase.
That's
lag.
slow over. No, it's the slow overdrive reloads.
All right. Hopefully this will be enough in this part here.
That's the scariest part of that
Yeah,
fight.
barely got that potion off before the card break.
One more. Time.
There we go.
Nice work, dude.
232 is pretty good for a marathon run. You know,
Very solid.
we had our small share of major mistakes on our part, and our slightly larger share of RNG on the opponent's part. But you know, we cleaned it up. It was really, really cool.
The one blue showed up.
And now we're gonna take care of our incentives. And reset before simple and clean shows up. Thank God. The first incentive we're going to take care of is this Ansem fight, which is really, really technically demanding and really, really awesome. But it's going to be tough for me to explain while it's happening.
Yeah, if you're not aware, when you actually do beat Sora's campaign for the first time, you unlock Riku's story. And in Riku's story, for the most part, it's a pretty easygoing experience. You enjoy that. And then you reach this boss.
Yeah. And the basic combat mechanics work the same, but
Your deck's fixed.
your deck is fixed. You can't edit it, and Riku has this dark mode that you can get into.
This
which
is
is
not a good
very
start.
different.
Regen me, baby.
The only, I will say this that's kind of nice is that the game, for every boss you kill, you do get their enemy card. So he's got access to things like regen from Oogie.
Attack Bracer, Berserk, Overdrive, all the staple boss cards.
Yeah. Yes, hi, Submit. Yes, we know, Submit.
We got in there before the chain.
Yeah, if he decides to use that charge, you can get comboed real quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
One of the things he's going to be trying to do here is he's trying to jump and then attack. It's one of the nice things about it. It does a decent chunk of damage when he does it like this, but it also gets past his guard, which is as you can.
Oh, that's
Oh, it's
scary.
not good, is it? Okay.
No.
Reload. Oh!
Yeah, and because his deck is fixed, he can't edit it. The zeros aren't always, like at the front or at the end. Like you
Yo,
would
this is a
normally want.
pretty good deck though for for some of these fixed decks. The Castle Oblivion deck could be a lot worse.
Yeah. Plus, also, there's the fact that there's Mickey cards that are dropping randomly during the fight. Those just clog up his inventory and make it that much harder to get to the zeros.
But if he ever
wants.
reloads, we get that health back.
Yeah, and luckily Riku doesn't have to if you use 3 reloads in a fight, they all take the same amount of time.
He also
Unlike Sora.
also you do have access to slight abilities like Diaphragm and whatnot, but they're useless against Ansem. You will almost always break it.
It's a rough start. Yeah, this is the toughest fight in the game.
We were
for
doing
Riku.
really well in practice, but I'm gonna be honest, it's very late right now for me. We've been doing a lot of common. This is like maybe.
And you are
19
specifically
hours.
doing this at low health as well, right?
Yeah, it's not even very consistent. Like he can just shove his cards at you, nothing to do about it. We expected to die maybe once here. Okay. Oh, also we go into dark mode, which is not really something we explained. But if you break enough cards, you go into dark mode.
Yeah.
And that's basically how we deal all of our damage.
Yep.
Yeah, it changes how your attacks work and the slights available to you.
Yeah.
Most of the slights don't work on Ansem though, because he has the stupid guard guy. This is like the only consistent strategy against that.
Yeah, this is like one of the very few KH games where there actually is no secret super boss or anything, but this is pretty much the closest thing to it.
So now he has that regen effect on.
All right.
It's looking a lot better.
All right, that regen paying off.
Off those guards.
And attack bracer.
Almost there.
Yeah! There we go.
Oh, I hate that fight.
Thank you, everybody, for your donations.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, so OC, you want to get set up for the versus race?
All right, give me
finished.
give me a moment here. I'm gonna, because of this short cable, I have to pull a chair forward.
All right.
Since we are getting set up for that, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has donated to RPG Card Break 2017. And we have $5 from LL Blue Mary, who says, "Hey, Ghost, you're finally streaming at a Europe-friendly time for once."
So you're
Dude, the GBA link cable, we're really bringing out all
Yeah, dude.
the tech for RPG Limit Break. Who used these for anything other than trading Pokemon? Anyone? Anyone?
I used him for this.
There you go.
Okay, so here you go, OC. Plug her in. Try and keep this close. Yeah, all right.
Would you guys prefer to explain what's going on in your heads while you're doing it, or you want me to give you like esports style fast rush commentary?
Get your headphones on. Let's just start out the link while we're
What do
doing
you
this.
think?
Just you get some commentary. We're going to talk about what's happening.
Yeah,
We're just
Alright.
going to let this happen. Turn on your
So
controller.
Hobbs, who's gonna win?
Oh, Ghostwheel.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ozzy's got a good deck and everything, but Ghostwheel
You're
just
fine.
did all of that run.
Yeah.
And showed why he knows this game super well.
All right. Do we want to send any handicaps?
No handicaps.
Yeah, come this way, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Just a little bit.
All right. How about here?
Is that
And
a little
I'll move
better?
into
Yeah,
the
that looks a
side.
little better.
There we go. I'll move over here so I can see.
Yeah. look,
That's your back. Yep.
Yeah. No. All right.
Here we go. Let's do it.
So, Ghost
I'm
is
using
in,
the speedrun deck. I think it's
What
the
do we want to fight?
Olympus Coliseum's fine.
All
That's
right.
cool.
Let's go to the Coliseum.
and I assume Ghost is in red and Ozzy's in blue.
Yeah.
Or the
We're facing evil,
Anti-Sora.
All right.
There we go. So Ozzy's not thinking about
Bye.
it. He's immediately going to those slides. He's going to be trying to hit him with the Mega Flare here, but Ghost's going to be keeping a close eye on that, trying to make sure he cancels it instantly.
Nope.
Oh, she did say you wanted to land one Mega Flare and we'd be okay with defeat. So,
We can take this damage.
Ooh. Ghost going for the overdrive.
I don't know what slate that is, OC, but it's not a thing.
I actually, unfortunately, the
Oh! And suddenly he's back in it. The kid's back.
And remember, there's no cure in Ghost's deck. The battle for GG!
that should have killed you. Okay, we should at least go 2 out of 3 because that's what's
2 out of
no,
Come on.
What? No, Johns.
No, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna
we've
take
got a
my.
schedule to stick to.
Yeah, we're behind enough as it is. I'm gonna
Alright.
take the W. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead.
I can't believe that freaking hit you. It didn't kill you.
A
How much health did
bigger
you
comeback I've
All right.
never seen.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the comm run. I certainly enjoyed working on it. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. Thanks again.
And thank you to you, Ghost, because that was an awesome run. Thank you.